Hi, I'm DJTruthsayer, idiot in a spaceship.
I'm Obsidian.
Hey,
And I'm Commander Exegius. Sorry, I was messing with some audio settings. Forgive me, everyone.
It's his favorite hobby.
I'm telling you.
Alright, so let's kick it off, I guess. Should we start by just going over the, just going point by point, I would say, I guess. Probably the best thing to do. So the first thing up is, I think, the biggest point for the community out there right now, the biggest discussion point. Let's hop right in there. The ADS scanner. The big change is how that will work in the future, and I think the biggest gripe many people have right now is that Frontier have said that the ADS in the future will only reveal the local star to you whenever you jump into a new system when you honk the scanner. And to reveal all the other stellar bodies in the system, you will have to use that new interface where you can search for gravitational anomalies and then look at their... Because I certainly have an opinion, but I kind of want to hear your thoughts first on that one. Because it certainly has been a very hot topic in the community.
So, essentially, what we're talking about there is the fact that at the moment when we jump into a system, we do the honk and we get what people are calling insta reveal. As long as you've got an advanced discovery scanner, you can see all the planets within the particular system.
Yep,
Yeah, so
Right.
yeah, the magic is going away, yeah, or at least that's the impression. Now, the way I've kind of read that, and it seems other people have read that different to me. The way I read that is when we do the initial discovery scan, when we jump into a system, or the honk, the main star will be revealed to us on the system map, along with a load of emission signals around the system. So the other planets won't be on the system map anymore, but there'll be these different types of signal strengths. We don't know quite how they're going to be represented yet. But there was some text there saying that like gas giants will have one style of emissions and rocky planets will have another style of emissions. So my understanding of it was you're still effectively getting this insta reveal. It's just they're going to be displayed in the form of these emissions rather than pictures of planets on the system map. So
the issue that people will have then is that they have to look around with that interface to catch those anomalies. I mean, yes, of course, they're revealed to you up on the scan, but you won't see them on the system map, am I right?
That's the question. I kind of assumed that you would, but maybe not. I mean, there was, if you remember back in the one of the patches that came up quite a while ago, there was a bug where the planets didn't appear in properly. They appeared in without any texture. Can you remember that, any of you guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I kind of was visualizing it in that sort of way. You just get these fuzzy things on your.
I mean, that would be cool if you could basically target those anomalies in the system map, and then you don't have to look around and figure out which one it is, but you get a target marker for the direction at least, and you can just look at it with your interface and figure out how far away and what it is. That would be fine. But I don't know, but maybe maybe there's a developer in chat who can tell us. I think you won't get that option.
I doubt that.
So you will have to look around and figure out which of these anomalies are the interesting ones, just going by their strength or by their signature.
Well, there's the initial reveal of the emissions, and then refining onto them so that you actually get the full image of the planet resolved. My impression was that not that you'll be able to select them from the system map, but you'll just be able to have a very quick glance, a bit like when you use the SRV scanner. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know what it is before you get toward it, because whether it's 2 lines at the bottom or 1 thick line at the top, you don't need to get to that rock to know what that rock is going to be.
That's certainly an advantage, yeah, because you don't have to fly to the planets to scan them and first discover them and see what they are and what they have. That's true.
Yeah, because they did confirm that we can discover the whole system from the star. We don't have to fly around, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
do it
Yeah.
all from where you are,
Yeah.
but you have to look around. You don't get like an overview of what is there instantly. You have to first look around and look at all these signatures, and I think that's the issue many people have.
Okay.
So,
Though I
from-
personally don't see it as an issue. Let's be clear here.
Yeah, I think DJ
So-
was chiming in.
So from the way I look at it, the new Discovery Scanner view is replacing the system map. Somebody was complaining to me yesterday about this, about how they can look in the system map and they immediately know what the different planets are. And I was like, that's nice. Do you think everyone can do that? No, it's a skill. Yeah, it's a simple skill because it's just picking up different pictures, right?
Yep.
But it's a skill nonetheless that they have developed over time to the point that they can glance at a system map and know what's worth looking at and what isn't. As far as I can work out, what they're doing is they're replacing the system map with the scanner. And the scanner is in every way replacing what they're doing with the system map. At least that's how I'm
Yeah.
looking at it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And that's kind of what I like as well, because in the future, if you think about it, if you're out in black and you find a system that has been discovered or even mapped, because that's another feature that we'll talk about in a minute, you know that person actually has put some effort in there, because they didn't just jump into the system, honk, and then see an Earth on the system map, instantly fly there and scan that and move on and pick the cherries basically. No, if they in the future will have first discovered something, they will have had to sit in that system, look around what's there, figure out what these signatures are, and yeah, you will get used to that. It will also be a skill that you develop, and I'm totally fine with that. It just will be a little bit more effort, and if you also want to map it, then you have to also go there and actually land or actually use those probes to completely map it. And I like that, because in the future we'll know whenever there's a first discovery, unless it's an old one, of course. There's some effort behind it.
Yeah, I think...
So,
Oh, no, go ahead.
go on.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, I think, for me, as probably maybe the biggest non-explorer of the group, who I enjoy exploration, and I actually am really psyched about the changes overall, I don't necessarily know that I mind any of these new changes that would take extra time and stuff, so long as, and it was unclear the way to answer this, and of course we always worry about, credits and things paying balancedly, right? But if it pays well, I don't mind if it let's say it takes, 2 or 3 times as long to get all the planet information, whatever that number is. If it pays 2 or 3 times as much as just honking a system right now does, then that's absolutely fantastic. I have no problem with that then. Right? I'm curious what you guys think there.
I think DJ already touched on
And
that
I
last time we
just saw
talked about all
a
this.
donation
that
from Arnmar.
I think
Thank you very much,
exploration right now is
my
in a
friend.
pretty good
Just wanted
place
to
after
mute them for a
they've
quick
increased
second and
the
say a
income of
big
it,
thank you.
about
That's really
tenfold or
fantastic
so,
of you, my
what
friend.
it was.
Please ping me in
at
Discord
least in some
offline so I can get
cases.
you thanked appropriately.
I don't think it will necessarily require an increase, and I know that's probably another whole topic to talk about. We will have to see how much effort it actually is to, first discover something,
Sure.
how long that takes, how tedious it can be.
Sure.
And if that's a significant increase of what it's been before, what it certainly might be, then yeah, you could probably argue that you would need some additional increases in the income
pay,
on
yeah.
exploration.
Yeah. I mean, to me, if it takes 3 times as long to scan a system, it should pay 3 times as much, right? In general,
Yeah.
I'm happy that there's some sort of gameplay involved, rather than just honk. One of the thoughts I had, I'm curious if you guys have heard anything or have thoughts, or is, so we have the probes, right? Obviously, firing the probes at a planet is going to take a X amount of time, right? Do the probes make it to the planet in the same amount of time it would take us to fly there? I think that's can't be true, but that I don't think I've seen that asked or even discussed anywhere yet personally, and I'm wondering if I've missed something.
We'll have
That's
to
a
see how the
valid point.
gameplay exactly looks.
Yeah.
With that, though, one would suspect that even if it did take as long, for bigger systems in particular, the exploration time is going to go down dramatically because you wouldn't just send probes to one planet. I would assume.
Sure, meaning
Yeah.
you'd send probes
Yeah, I
out
think-
to 5 planets at once, DJ? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then, as the first lot arrives,
be-
you deal with them, next lot, deal with them.
I'd be a
that
bit
sort of
careful
thing.
there because
I was
I
just-
think I can't say, but I think how this will work is you actually have to get close to a planet to fire those probes, because you have to aim them so they cover, the whole surface.
Yeah, that's about
Okay, so I guess
so I think in the end you will probably still have to fly to the bodies that are interesting to you. Which what I would like to see is if you do that effort, if you go there and then try to cover the whole surface with probes and get the map or whatever, the first mapped token. Then I would like to see some significant exploration rewards, because it is extra effort. You have to know which bodies are interesting and might be good, and you spend probes on it. So that's where I think the big money should be in the future. If you actually go all the effort, to the last level of exploration that you can do, and either scan the planet with your ship or your probes, because they said that as well on the live stream yesterday evening. It was that you don't have to send probes. You can actually just fly around the planet with your ship and use the scanners on your ship to map it as well.
Oh, interesting. That I didn't catch that. Okay. So does it seem like from the main star
boring,
you
I
would
didn't catch it at all.
from the main star you would send out your probe would then say this is a high metal content, then you would fly to it to spew more probes at it to actually get the whole thing mapped? Is that kind of how we're thinking?
No, I think when you arrive at the star, you just honk, and that will give you the star, and you will be able to go into the new interface.
Yep.
And look around, and when you're in that interface and you find a gravitational anomaly that's interesting to you, and you zoom in on it and you analyze its signature, whatever, that's how you can basically figure out what it is. It
But
will
didn't
basically
they-
resolve.
That's what will give you the view that we currently have on the system map.
I was going to say,
Exactly. It will basically
fill in the
resolve for
planet.
you, and it will say, look, that's the gas giant type 2 or whatever. It has these materials or whatever.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm
listed.
If that's all you want to do, then you won't need to use the probes. If you
Okay,
just
so
want
I was
to
confused.
basically populate-
Yeah, I was confused by
Right,
what
if
you
just
said.
want to populate, if all you want to do is populate the system
Right,
map,
right.
then you don't need to use the probes.
Okay,
The
okay.
You
probes
don't
are
need to
for-
fly to the
the
planet.
probes are getting for detailed surface maps.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That wasn't clear to
Yeah,
me. Thank
that's
you.
okay.
Just because the question came just up in my chat, Cookie Rebel, we do not have a date on when Q4 will arrive just yet.
No, no
They
one
did say
does.
that the beta will go live in a few weeks, whatever that will exactly mean. We don't know.
Yeah.
But, I think it's still quite a bit until we get the
Thr-
full release.
3 is a few.
Few is
and,
more than couple.
Yeah, 3 is
Yeah,
a few, and
exactly.
8 is a few. So like
It could be anything.
right. My gut would say that's 3 to
No.
5 weeks.
But I think it's fair to say that it will be in time. It will be this year, December probably.
Yeah, if they fail the Q4 release of the
Oh.
update, then, well,
With what they're
yeah,
taking
wouldn't
out of
that
it.
be funny?
Yeah, no. Give us something
But
to talk
no,
about.
seriously speaking, then I prefer delays rather than half-baked, just
I agree.
half-digested garbage that was multi-crew. Okay?
Couldn't agree more.
So, wink, wink.
Who had 20 minutes before Yamiks' first rant? Even though that wasn't really a rant.
Well,
That one
no.
was a rant, was it?
Oh, hey, I'm just floating about trying to do the most immersive gameplay in this game.
You doing
No,
high
no,
grade?
no,
Graduated mission
I'm doing the
hunting.
same
No,
thing,
that's-
Yamiks. I'm doing
Hang
the
on,
same.
no, that's not the most immersive gameplay in the game. The most immersive gameplay in the game is sitting in a dock while you're waiting for your ship to be transferred.
Yeah, but at least you
Clearly
can log
the
out.
most immersive.
At least you can
that's
log out for
clearly
that.
the most immersive
Yep.
gameplay. No, but it's all immersion, right? That's all there
true.
is to
That's
that.
true.
It's just
That's true.
pure immersion.
God, at this point,
But
that
DJ
so needs to be updated. The fact that, yeah, I mean, jump ranges have gotten so much better since that update come out. I mean, I can fly somewhere in 6 jumps in my DBX. Yes, it takes an hour and 15 minutes for a ship to transfer that same distance. I definitely voted for ship transfer time, but it needs to be quickened.
But
If
here's-
at least
here's
you
the-
could see like these huge carrier
That'd
ships
be-
jumping
that'd
around the
be cool,
systems
too.
that actually carry your ships, and they can only jump like, I don't know, 5 light years or so, then it would be reasonable and cool.
Sure.
To be
But
honest
that's the
with
funniest
you,
thing, eh? Ah, fine. Go.
well, the worst, like, this is a bugbear of mine, right? Because the point of that system, to get us off track slightly for a moment, the point of that system was that it was introduced particularly for players that had less time. And the idea was that people who had less time would be able to be like, oh shit, I'm here in the wrong ship and there's something neat I want to do, I'll just grab my other ship. And it transfers over and wicked, they get on with stuff, right? By adding in the immersion timer, you negate the point of doing that.
Yeah, but if there hadn't been the immersion
that's
timer,
always been my issue.
Yeah, but if you negate the timer, you negate jump drives, period. I have one 83 light year Anaconda taxi that I fly everywhere in, and then I instantly bring all my ships there. I mean, the implications for
you
combat
have-
would
okay.
be significant.
Exegious, this is a game.
I realize that. I
For
realize
game
that.
purposes,
I realize that.
And
we
also-
need to sacrifice
No,
reality.
you can't.
Also,
No, it's not
hang
about
on,
reality. It's about breaking part of the game.
No, Exegious, I'm going to fix that, right?
Go on, go for
Excellent.
it.
You do the cost as an algorithm based on jump range. The worse the jump range, the more prohibitively expensive
Cost,
it becomes.
credits don't mean anything to advanced players. People would gladly pay 500 million credits to instantly transfer a Corvette from Seoul to, or from the bubble to Colonia, right? I don't know, actually somewhere close to that anyway, isn't it?
Doing it once to Colonia, yeah, but I'm talking 500 million credits, not to transfer it to Colonia, but to transfer it 20 light years if it's got a 2 light year
Let's
jump.
not beat this dead horse because it's done. There's no sense in debating.
But you get
it.
my point.
Somebody
yeah,
said
I-
beat dead horses?
No, I hear your
Yamiks is
point.
getting excited.
I don't agree with your point. I hear your point, but I disagree with it. I definitely think they made the right call with chip transfer.
Yeah, right now it basically just replaces you buying a Sidewinder,
Exactly.
jumping to that system, and then selling it again.
Jump ranges would be
As-
negated if it was for that.
Well,
But
no, as
let's-
I say, you just make it prohibitively
Let's
expensive.
move on.
I still think
So
the
take us
high-grade
back to-
emissions are more disgusting. But
Oh, I think
okay,
high grades
so
emissions
the
are the
next
most
change.
disgusting thing in the game, if you ask me.
So the next thing on the agenda. So what do we got? Greytest?
I just misclicked. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh.
You go to the next topic.
We're still
the-
talking
I
about.
don't-
don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah,
the
let's
thing
stay on.
opened.
Yeah,
Ah,
we're still in exploration. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so what's the next thing? I guess we talked about the beacons. Yes, USS spawning. So
Oh,
they
yeah.
had a point there in the thread that said, remove random USS spawning. You will now be able to use your skill to locate signal sources rather than rely on luck. You will have the ability to identify a USS from anywhere in the system and then explore and discover these locations. So how that sounds to me is that they will not randomly spawn like in certain time spans whenever you fly through the system, no matter the speed you go or no matter where you are. But
No.
you will rather see them all once you jump into the system and then can pick which one you want to go to. They will still, the spawning
They are
of those
still
USSs
randomly
will still... They are still random, but they will be all there for you to
No.
look at and sieve through. I
No.
think.
They,
Not?
they clarified
No,
that they
no.
will still spawn on random timers. There will be some that will be fixed when you jump into the system, and those will then decay. And please correct me if I'm wrong here, guys. Those will then decay over amount of time. So if you get to them in time, you get to them. And I think it even said that it will show you. Yeah, the decay time
Yes,
is also
it will show
displayed.
the decay
right,
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the one of the questions one of my guys has is, does that mean if you jump into, like right now I'm in Seoul, just like Yamiks, looking for high grade USSs. I haven't seen a single one in the 15 minutes I've been here so far. And so the question
24
is,
for me.
Okay.
Yay.
The question, actually, I haven't seen a high grade one. I've only been here 50 minutes. I haven't seen one yet. Period. So the question is, if you jump in and there's a persistent high grade one, is our new mechanic going to be jump in, fly to that high grade, farm it, jump out, jump in, fly to that high grade and farm it? I mean, is that what we're going to have to wind up
Probably,
doing?
yeah.
And that's what my guess is, right?
Also, someone's just brought up in my chat, is a discovery scanner going to be required for finding USSs? No, they
don't
also
think
made
so,
it
yeah.
very clear.
Okay,
that,
they did.
No, they made it very clear that you can go to the nav beacon, scan the nav beacon, and all the USSs in the system will be available
Yeah,
for you at that point.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you either have to have an ADS or hit the nav beacon.
Scan the nav beacon.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's going to be your choices.
Okay.
Which is,
I don't know.
I prefer this new... The
Yeah.
other thing they've been talking about is the fact that the spawning is going to be a bit more... like they use the word holistic. I think what they're trying to get across with that is that the kind of USSs that you expect in a place are going to spawn there. So less of the every time you go onto a planet anywhere outside of the bubble, no matter how far away, you seem to be finding crashed satellites and anacondas, right?
So do we think that means high grades are going to spawn 10,000 light seconds out? Wouldn't that be just a kick in the dick on top of it, right? That, the high grades are all, a 10-minute or 5-minute Super Cruise flight, and all the degradeds are right next to the damn star.
I guess so for me, I think the two things that really take the most time. Well, there's a lot of things that take the time in Elite, aren't there, with grinding stuff. But the two things that take the most time when you can say you basically haven't got your hands on the controls much doing anything is Super Cruise and trying to find a signal source.
Yeah.
I mean, the USS mechanic.
Else, you're either shooting at something or you're pressing the button, aren't you? Waiting for the right thing to drop or whatever. But
I watch movies just sitting here in Super Cruise. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever
around waiting for the right signal source to.
Yep.
I think it's always the case.
The right way to go, isn't it? Making that deterministic.
It's always a case of it might take for ages when you work with RNG. And I think, like, if you have no way of bettering your chances in any way, like if you just rely on plain flat RNG to find something, then it can always be frustrating. But if you have a way of maximizing your chances, with good information, then that's always a good way to go about it.
They just, in my mind, we all agree that USS is a total broken mechanic at this point. I mean, I get why it exists from long ago. But
I can get in detail, explain why
I know.
It's bad.
But at a minimum, like, one of the things that I want to propose to them is turn up the spawn rate of high grades by 5x. Whatever that rate is right now, just turn it the fuck up, right? So that, like, right now, again, I still haven't seen a single one spawn, right? I haven't seen a single anything spawn, to be honest, practically, right? And it's on a random timer. Why isn't that timer just, if it's 1 minute to 10 minutes right now, why isn't it 15 seconds to 2 minutes, or whatever it would be? Oh, goody, it degraded.
Exegius now, unlike Exegius' point right here, I tend to look at the game design and so on and so forth a little bit more closely these days, and when I look at high-grade emissions and any other unidentified signal source, it's always really funny to see essentially what constitutes as random encounters being propped up as the main gameplay of the fucking game. And yes, it is main gameplay because, well, let's be honest, engineering is not that optional anymore if you really want to do things in the game.
If you're over 100 hours, you're engineering like crazy.
Yeah, basically that's the end game.
Yep.
Engineering at this point is the end game. And so for you, the main gameplay will be hunting for random encounters, just like in the fucking Skyrim, walking on the fucking road, hoping for specific counter to come up. That's how. That's literally what this is. DJ?
I have fully engineered ships and I've never done USS hunting, so I don't know what you're on about. Like, seriously, I don't do USS hunting. I don't know.
So you're using the material traders like
here
crazy
comes
then.
a joke. Here comes a joke. Unlike special snowflakes, we tend to do specific things and go for specific things, rather than just wait around for whatever we want to appear. But no, I get your point. Now, of course, organically, when you play the game, yes.
No, I do it through missions. If I want materials, I do missions.
Where do you get core dynamic composites from missions? Where do you get imperial shielding from missions? Okay, you're trading for it at a 6-to-1.
Yep.
So then the grind there is much worse than this. And you're right, you can do it that way, right? But those of us that want to do it efficiently, that's not even close to the way to do it efficiently.
The material trader is definitely in need of a rebalance, particularly at that level where you're trading across.
Yeah, the 6-to-1 is terrible. It should be 3-to-1.
But in all honesty, that's how I do it, because
let me ask you this:
if you run any number of missions, you've got exquisite focus crystals coming out of your ear holes.
Let me ask you this, DJ: how many engineered modules do you have?
One fully engineered crate, one fully engineered anaconda. So whatever that is.
So I've got 685 grade 5 modules with 285 of them fully maxed out with experimentals. When you do that much engineering, you're forced to use high-grade USSs. There's no way you can do that using the material traders and the mission.
Wrong word. Forced is the wrong word. You are cause you don't have to.
Okay.
That's why I'm railing against forced. Yeah.
Start doing it as much as I do it, and then tell me it's not forced.
Yeah, and the question is like,
DJ,
how long does FDev expect us?
That's
to,
a good question too.
Work for this kind of stuff.
That's a good question too.
Whatever they have in mind, can it really be that bad as it is right now? Do they really expect us to search for hours upon hours for high-grade emission sources that spawn randomly? To be able to engineer a few modules, because that's what you will get at the end. You won't get too much out of it if you do it for hours upon hours.
And I think it's, by the way, just to be clear, I think it's great that the missions give material awards. In fact, one of the guys in my group suggested something I think is awesome, that instead of the missions giving you exquisite focus crystals, for example, the mission should give you a voucher for 5 grade 5 materials at a material trader. You go to the material trader, and I think it's fantastic, right? You go
good idea.
Either that, or start popping missions
with everything,
with a wider variety of level 5 materials.
Sure, but again,
my complaint about this one is different to you guys. My complaint with the engineering isn't having to find things from USSs. It's being forced to either mine or material hunt on planets. That's my one.
Well, then use Colidesi.
I can't stand either activity. Both bore me to tears.
Yeah.
They both bore me to tears.
Yeah,
they're both dull, and I have to do them because they're the only thing that you cannot get through missions
and quickly
and material trading.
DJ, do you know Colidesi, the crashed anaconda? I'll show it to you later. There's for everybody.
I don't do things like that.
It's by far the best way to do it. I find things
like that even more boring than actually doing it.
Yeah, but it's
properly.
Efficient. It's the only way to get minerals efficiently.
Dude, I never worry about efficiency.
That's because you don't.
Ever. That's my play style.
That's
fair.
And that's
my
fair.
Play style. I don't worry about efficiency.
And that's fair.
It's like I refuse to grind. Yeah. When people go on about grinding in Elite Dangerous, I never do it. If I don't want to do something, I won't do it. This is why I don't have a cutter. I don't have the rank for it because I won't grind for it.
You better get it before. You better get that cutter before the mission board changes. Yamiks, you had a point about material traders and mission rewards.
Right. So, all right. So,
but even if so, we should probably get back to the original topic a bit because we've totally gone derailed on materials and USSs and whatever.
You're right. We have.
Yes. So
fuck it. Let's fuck up Yamiks. Yeah. Let's do that.
No, go Yamiks.
Under the fucking bus.
Go Yamiks.
Fuck you. Let's move on. Then.
Go Yamiks.
The Yamiks.
No. Now I'm pouty. No.
Pouty Yamiks is pouty.
Pouty Yamiks is pouty.
Fuck you. Carry on with the exploration, man.
Okay. Detailed surface scanner. Did we cover that enough? Greytest. I'm just going through the forum post.
Right, there was someone I saw in the comment a while back. They were talking about asking about the makeup or the material makeup of planets. So right now, I think don't you need to go over and get a detailed surface scan of a planet, and it tells you the percentage of the materials that are down on the surface there, aren't they?
I'm not actually sure. That's a good question because I'm not sure if that HUD interface is part of the Discovery scanner or your detailed surface scanner.
So the question was that I was pointing out there was aiming at how it exists right now. You have to do a detailed surface scan, don't you?
Right now, you have to do a detailed surface scan to get the material.
So that was really the question. They were wondering whether or not we had any idea whether you get that information from the initial.
And keep in mind that was also an update. That was also an update. You used to have to actually go down on the planet's surface and collect all the materials there are until you knew you got all of them because there was a certain 3-2-1 system there.
Hence the rock rats. Hey.
Hence that's where we came together on this.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, and then FDev decided to flick a switch because apparently back then they weren't as concerned with just flicking a switch, and suddenly you could discover all the materials on a planet with just scanning it detailed, But we've lived with it, and we've became kind of inactive because of that. But that's okay. We just look forward.
They could have gone kind of halfway in between with that. And
I know we had so many suggestions how to solve that in a better way, but they never acted up on any of them. But again,
it may be where we're going now with the
Exactly. We
planetary
very much
scanners,
look
though.
forward
Obviously,
to
they're going to be surface mapping is going to pick up stuff on the planet.
yeah,
they
yeah.
mentioned
surface
unusual
mapping and
things rather
whatever
than
else
resources,
gameplay
but-
will come for the SRVs in the future, and hopefully,
Yeah, exactly.
hopefully also new SRVs. That's like the biggest thing for us right now.
You think that might be? You think we might get that
I
in
want
chapter
my
4?
space
I'm
tank.
very careful about suggesting it might be part of Q4.
God,
I
that would
heavily
be a-
hope for it,
that'd
but
be
I've
such
never
a
even
nice-
heard any subtle hint about
Yeah.
it, so I doubt it.
It'd be such a
Hey,
nice
hey.
surprise, wouldn't it?
It would be.
So
I
can't,
would freak out.
I just can't let this slide.
Please.
Yeah, so basically, if we get a fucking space tank, we got something for free that Star Citizen has to pay for.
Nice.
Because I just
Ugh.
cannot not mention it.
Take that knife and just.
And it's not only a tank. Like there's so many things you could do. You could have like a racing
Of course.
SRV. You could have like
Oh.
a
Cargo carrier.
a mining SRV, cargo SRV. Yeah, there's
Yes.
so many
Yeah,
purpose-built stuff. You could
So
have
many
for-
people in my chat are saying multi-crew SRV, 2-seater SRV.
Oh no, no.
No, please,
Yeah,
but
hot
it's not
topic.
coming.
It would be awesome if they can make it work
would
for
work.
sure. And maybe new modules for the SRVs allow them or
Engineerable
allow them different-
SRVs. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
example, or
kidding.
allow them different
God.
loadouts
I'm
like,
kidding.
for the fighters. There could be so many possibilities
Yes.
there, and they just haven't touched that feature in years.
Yeah, I agree. I'm still to this point. I've said this a lot that if you'd have told me a year and a half ago when we got multi-crew that we still wouldn't have multi-crew SRV or any real feature addition to multi-crew, I would not have believed it. And here we are. It's just, it kills me that we don't have that yet. And I think, DJ, were you trying to chime in?
The
Yeah,
irony of what you just said there is that the next update has quite a large update for SRVs, for multi-crew, sorry, not SRVs. The fact that exploration will be a multi-crew activity.
Oh, I think
at
that's
all
nice,
levels.
but I would not call that a
is-
large update to multi-crew.
I think an awful lot of people would massively disagree with you,
well.
mainly because it does open up an entirely new playstyle that at the moment is completely non-existent in multi-crew.
Oh, again,
There
I'm
is
not-
no-
0 to 1% is nice.
There you go.
Yeah,
Right, and
that's
then-
massive improvement, but realistically
but then
speaking,
you
It's
got
not
to-
1% though.
Going through following
that was
DJ's
an
point
analogy,
there,
buddy.
Yeah, but you're gonna add mining into that. We know that's being included in mining multi-crew
Oh,
as well,
that's a
isn't it?
very good point. Yeah.
So that's another thing, yeah.
We've had
Yeah,
multi-crew
so-
mining.
That's-
Not saying it's completely fixing multi-crew, but obviously they're integrating it into mining. They're going to integrate
But we've
it
had
into,
multi-crew mining since day one, haven't we? We've had turreted
right, no,
mining
we
lasers.
got the
You can
we got
take,
the new mining feature coming up.
Yeah. Which again, totally psyched about, right? I mean, but look, I guess
Yeah,
okay. So let me be specific.
But what'll happen is that each person will have something to do within the ship whilst they're mining.
And that, yeah.
That's not how it is at the moment, is it?
And if that's true, that's fantastic, right? But again, the two biggest things that hold back multi-crew is not being able to mix wings and not being able to use the SRV, right? You can't convince me those are not the two biggest missing features.
That's a mechanic thing, isn't it?
Yes.
rather than-
Yes.
yeah.
And I disagree.
I'm told to.
Well, you've
I
been
would
wrong
say
before.
that the broken fucking code is what makes more
Yeah,
that's another one.
The
That's
biggest
another one.
problem with multi-crew
Come
by a
on.
long way is its stability.
Yeah. Okay.
That's its biggest problem.
But that's a
It's the-
bug. That's not a feature.
Multi-crew.
We're talking about features here.
Doesn't change the fact that it's its biggest problem. Yeah, the good things
Okay.
about multi-crew, when it works, multi-crew is wonderful. Let's all be honest about that. When you get a group into a multi-crew instance, particularly with combat, that's the only thing that's really worth it at the moment. It's fucking great. But getting into that instance really relies on you going into the instance and then multi-crewing people in. Traveling with them just doesn't work.
Let's just say instancing currently still messes with
Yeah.
many aspects of the game.
And that is the issue that needs fixing. If they fix that, like, not being funny, I'd love multi-crew SRVs, that'd be great, right? I'd love for multi-crew and wings, although that, I think, I understand why that's not a thing.
Why?
To be perfectly honest,
Why?
Networking and balance.
Okay, so you're talking about code fix. Balance in what way? Limited to 4
Well,
banners overall, I'll give you that, right? But why can't I have a
Yeah.
crate in a wing with a Corvette and then have the Corvette have a human crew member and I have a human crew member and we have 4 players?
Yeah, no, I get that. I suspect it's balancing that against a wing of 4.
How's that misbalanced? You've got 4 huge ships, I've got 2 huge ships, and 2 shitty little fighters.
Yeah, the balance is entirely in favour of the wing of 4. That's
Okay,
my
so
point.
don't engage if you're in the crew of 2. I mean, how's that misbalanced? So it's misbalanced to have those 2 people be in a wing and not have fighters with them? We're getting way off topic. Let's go back to exploration.
No.
You and I can debate this later.
Yep, no, but the point, you've driven me entirely off point. The point is, multi-crew A has some updates coming to it, and B, to suggest that Yamiks said about 0 to 1%, analogy or not, it's not 1%. The entirety of exploration, including earning money from exploration whilst doing multi-crew, is open. That's a big deal. That really is. That's
Let's move on.
Opening up an entire gameplay style to multi-crew.
I agree with
And
Yamiks.
for me, it's actually...
I agree
for
with
me,
Yamiks.
well,
What?
for me, it's the biggest news in the update. The fact that winged and, like, in particular, winged exploration, even more so than multi-crew for me, is going to be a thing. That's a giant thing for me. And that is probably the biggest news of the update for me, personally.
I mean, honestly, I do agree with the fact that, sure, yeah, now with wings you can make money together, scanning things, and that's great. Though, well, yeah, the fact that you're going from 0 to speed of like 1 meter a second and so on and so forth, there's a big improvement, but realistically speaking, when you look at where the other types of gameplay are, well, wing-wise, of course, and co-op gameplay-wise, then exploration is the one thing that really is lagging behind tremendously. That is what I meant by that analogy. So there you go. That's about it.
Did we cover the DSS enough? I mean, again, I'm just looking at the forum post.
Yeah, I think the point we kind of went off rails there was...
What your thoughts are on getting down to the planet's surface and finding things. What sort of things would you be happy to find? The things that people have found so far? Is that all right for you guys, or would you like things that are interactable in some way? Are you just happy to go down and find new versions of brain trees or whatever?
But keep in mind that for that to happen, you have to engage with, let's call it, the deepest level of exploration that will be there. You know, I actually have to go to the planet and launch your probes at it at least.
Yes, there's already...
to be able...
Yep, there's gameplay up to that point. I was just asking what your thoughts and feelings are on finding things just as things to see on the planet, or as opposed to things that maybe you can interact with.
Well,
yeah. Another point would be
answer your own question, Ant. What do you think? Ant,
right, some of the missions we get, you have to go and find the base on the planet, don't you? And the base 9 times out. Infiltration missions, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so how about if they were relying on the new mapping system instead? How would you feel about that sort of thing? Yeah, so before you can just locate them, you've got to use...
It would at least make sense. Keep in mind, though, that if you do that, then people who actually do these missions will also have to change their loadouts accordingly.
Yes, you've got to change the loadout.
I mean, that's not a bad thing per se. I'm just saying that, you know, it has some other effects if you require new gameplay to achieve something.
Yeah, but I think the idea of doing that isn't the worst thing in the world.
No, it's not. It's not bad per se. No, not at all.
But you can kind of turn it the other way around. And,
to me, it's pretty basic.
You could kind of say you don't have a mission. You're flying out near one of these planets in the bubble, or maybe just outside the bubble. And when you're scanning, you don't find a brain tree down on the surface of the planet, but instead you find a base. And at that point, maybe you get one of these missions offered to you, the ones that come through.
Oh yeah,
deep space.
The dumbass.
To me, it's quite simple.
Terrible.
The
missions.
more sense it makes, the more self-integral it is. You know, the more sense it makes, gameplay-wise, all the better. Like, I'm all for it. You know, it would make sense that such a base would probably not have exact coordinates because they don't know exactly where they is, your mission givers. So it would make sense for you to have to bring a scanner along and find it in the first place. Totally agree with it. And yeah, it would also make sense if you stumble upon something that it might be of interest, and you might get a mission from it, or you might get, I don't know, materials from it, whatever. So you have to keep it consistent as well. So if you were to actually probe a whole planet, then technically you should see everything there is on that planet. And if that's not consistent, you know, if there's just stuff spawning for specific missions, for example, that you can't find otherwise, then, you know, I'm not all for that.
What about everyone else?
The question was about what exactly?
I think, yeah,
So
go ahead.
what-
So
find down on
find
the planet.
interactable things down on the planet rather than just
Okay,
finding-
so
Yeah.
oh right, so that was the whole thing.
How would I say no to that?
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, overall, okay. So the alternative is to just go and look at it immediately by your own eyes, and spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours just searching for something. Yeah, you know what? This galaxy is already huge enough that I might as well take a little bit of a fucking shortcut, especially considering that this is a goddamn 3,300 year, something like that. So some space magic would be appreciated. So.
Well, I think, you know,
Yes.
sure. I think to answer the question, interactable stuff on planets would be great, right? I think that, you know, I have three things I'd say. One is the rewards for that. I would want them to be good. And I don't necessarily mean credit rewards, right? Finding, even brain trees, I think are cool as shit, right? Finding something new that, you know, that we haven't seen in the game yet, some new kind of life form, I think would be interesting, right? But I think if there's some sort of payoff there, I think we maybe would all agree that the current, like when you just get those pop-up missions that come in, to me they're so absurd. It's akin to going to the CFO of a Fortune 500 company and saying, hey, I'll pay you $5 if you do my taxes. Like, are you kidding me? I'm an elite level combat pilot, and you're offering me to go murder somebody for 20,000 credits.
That's something that
it's insulting.
That's something that Turgeon keeps going on
Oh,
about.
it's absurd.
That I think FDev can't quite make up their mind what we are supposed to be in this galaxy. You know, on the one hand, they treat us as absolute nobodies, where, you know, people talk to us like, you know, we're worth nothing. We're just, you know, anybody. But on the other hand, we are lore-wise kind of supposed to be, and our, you know, gameplay-wise, I would argue it would make sense that we are this elite kind of group of commanders. You know,
well,
the
look,
only ones that are,
you know, offer that mission to a harmless level or a competent level
yeah,
you know, pilot,
I agree.
right?
It
But
should
when
be
I'm an
coupled to
elite
that.
level, when I'm triple elite, and you're offering me a mission that pays 20,000 credits, that's going to take me, you know, more than 30 seconds, you can fuck off. There's no way I'm doing that, right? So I think they're cool from a lore. Well, I think it's cool from a lore perspective of like making things feel alive and stuff. I like that aspect, but now I just giggle when I see them come in. I don't even read them anymore, right? But back to the question that Ant asked, right? So I think if there was a reward for that of some sort, I'm great with it. But the bigger question that I have, and again, I don't know if this has been answered or what you guys think is, it seemed to me the answer to this was yes. When you do scan a planet and, hey, there's brain trees here, is it going to be, hey, there's brain trees here, or hey, there's brain trees right here, here's the POI marker, you fly right to it? Meaning, once you've mapped it, we don't have to worry about the, you know, coordinate navigation flying bullshit anymore, right? It actually reveals.
That's exactly how it's going to be working.
It reveals where it is. That's what
go straight to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought, and that is
Hold on.
fucking fantastic, if that's true.
There is 2 stages to this, as far as I've caught that correctly. If you are in this HUD overlay where you look at the gravitational anomalies, and you actually like home in on one object that you're interested, and you get its signature and you resolve it for yourself, then you will already get the information if there might be something interesting on that object you've just resolved. You know, you get these materials on the top right-hand corner, and then to the next to that on the right side, there was this blank space in the example image of the gas giant. That's where Adam said there will be like a list of interesting anomalies, you know, exotic materials or whatever else it might be that might be on that, or that are on that planet. You know, it gives you that information.
Yeah, and
if you want to know where exactly that stuff is, then you will have to fly there and launch your probes and map the thing, and then you will get the location.
Then I think if that's true, and that's the way I've kind of understood things or been reading into things, to me that might be my single favorite change for the exploration, right? I mean, I think to
me sounds perfectly fine.
Yes, the fact that we all have to do, and I think planetary navigation is it's a skill that that I think the game wants you to learn and wants you to engage in. And to a small degree, I don't hate it. I somewhat enjoy it, right? But I think it's so tedious and so frustrating for most commanders, right, that it makes things like that so prohibitive. Right. I mean, I know like the guys in my play group, even the advanced ones, a lot of times will follow me down to sites because they have a hard time finding things, you know, when we have the coordinates for something. Right. So I think having that dedicated POI, hey, look, there's something cool right here, even if it doesn't say brain trees, if it just says something cool and, you know, you have to get within a certain distance to resolve it. Again, totally great. Right.
To sort of talk along the same lines, one of the things that someone in the Sovereignty said when they saw all of this was that it meant they were actually going to be able to interact with things like the brain trees and meta-alloy sites and that sort of things. The barnacles, I mean, because she doesn't understand the coordinate system. She hadn't learnt it. And this is just opening it up and making that content accessible to her. Which I think
for graphical
probably...
it'll be useful. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, it's
I am
probably
too
the
quite
most important
topographical
thing.
idiot, to be honest.
It's probably the most important thing
yeah.
of the whole update for a huge number of people. Like for a lot of people, it's going to open up so much, make so much more accessible.
No, overall, yeah, I'd say overall the thing is, we get to discover these whatever thingamajiggies, you know, unique places on the planets ourselves without, you know, having to go through the fucking disgustingly horrible and difficult puzzles, if you can even call them, to just find something. So yeah, this is beneficial for the casuals. And guess what? Making it overly hard is also a really bad thing.
Yep. And of course, for anybody that doesn't... No, go ahead. Sorry, Yams. Sorry.
The more you can make this sort of exploration... exploration actually probably is one of the more casual gameplays, as a matter of fact. And having it being probably the most in-depth... yeah, it's nice, but how about we not make it overly hard all the time? Here we are, at least giving that bonus, which is nice. So, unless they fuck up something, which, let's be honest, is a good opportunity there. I mean,
well, the fact that they now have a beta again, which they didn't for the last couple of updates, it is very positive to me because, you know, that will give additional feedback and hopefully rule out most of the obvious bugs.
Because they fix bugs that get reported in beta. Let's see, 9 months later, the interdiction reticle on the challenge on all the alliance ships is still broken. I reported it the first 2 hours of the first beta.
And the fines.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that definitely got fixed too.
Can't argue with that.
I mean, fuck. I keep just sounding the fucking bell about the crime and punishment,
and actually acting upon them is a whole different thing. I see that.
Right.
Let's hope AFTF gets better at that in the future.
So
you could bring up many more points of you know, things that are just a little bit off still in the game for years now.
Why don't we move on to the first map feature? Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean,
more places to put your name. Yay!
Obsidian's been quiet. Why don't you lead us on that one, Obsidian?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not a big fan of having names on things. You know, if I get my name on the planet as first, I'm not too worried about that. It's not a reason for me to go out and find a planet anyway. The thing that I'm most interested in exploring, this is probably where the mapped area will come in, is finding a planet that's visually appealing. So you can go down there and get good landscapes, and you can get some good...
It's for the screenshots, right?
Horizons. It's for that.
That's what it's all about.
Feeling around that. It's, you know, when I go out in nature, I like doing a lot of walks in nature. Every time I go on holiday, I like to walk through, you know, mountains or forest. I don't do that so I can take photos.
You do it to experience it.
I like the experience of it. Yeah, I can happily go without a camera.
Absolutely.
And I certainly don't go there to get the name on it. So I think the downside of the exploration change is going to be it's going to make it harder to find those kind of things, because you can jump into a system right now and do an advanced discovery scan, and it'll reveal the planets, and you can get quite close without a detailed map when you zoom in on the system map, and you can get a bit of an idea on whether that planet's going to be worth travelling over to. So for
Yeah,
me,
that's
having
gonna be
the
a big
first
point.
mapped by tag would be nice, I guess.
I think it'll be
you can have one of the
interesting.
planets.
Sorry.
If you can have it on one of the planets, that's an interesting planet. But
Sure.
the problem is going to be you don't know whether or not it's an interesting planet until you've
Mapped it.
mapped it.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to
But
see what
again,
things are.
there's still the argument that there should be effort to get that.
I don't
mapped.
think
I
so.
agree
Hold
with
on. Don't confuse mapping with resolving it, because I think, yes, I agree that step of just honking and getting the system map and being able to look at it, that is gone or will be gone then, yes. But I think you don't need to map it. I think what will be enough is to, go into your HUD, resolve the thing with, just from sitting at the star, because then you already
that.
also
That's
get an
actually a good
image from
point,
it.
yeah. That's actually a good point.
And once you have that resolved image, then you can make a judgment if it's
Decide
worth
whether
flying
or not
there
to go map
and
yeah,
mapping
that's
it.
very
So
very
yes,
good
there
point.
is an extra step there, but I don't think it's as dramatic as having to map it
Map
to
it,
see
yeah.
if it's worth it.
That's a good point.
But let's be honest, human beings like to have their names put on things or named after them, so this is one of those typical human vanity parts, so...
But imagine a wing of 4 going out, first discovering a planet, and then another wing of 4 going there and mapping that planet together. You will have 8 names on one object.
No, I think it's a first mapped. It's only going to have a single name,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's going to be a question if that's also, if they talked about multi-crew
Let's have
activity.
everyone in
and
the crew. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
Everyone in the
true.
crew.
I
Yeah.
think those tags will also be shared between multi-crew or wing members. I think wings work in the same way in that regard. So, in theory, I think you should be able to have 8 names on one object, first
Yeah.
discovered and first mapped.
Yeah, there are already dual discoveries out there. So, yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's how
I've
they'll
seen
go.
quadro discoveries. If you have a wing of 4 and you are in the system together and you scan something, then all 4 people in the wing get the tag.
I'm curious.
No, I think the first person that actually does the physical job of not scanning, but
Nope.
first mapping, gets the tag.
Nope.
That's how it should be.
No, because then you could never get 2 names on one object if it's only the guy who discovers it or who scans it. As long as you're in the wing and you perform the scan in the wing, I think you have to be in system. I'm not sure on that, but I think you have to. Then everybody who's in the system at the time of the scan gets the tag once cashed in. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it is, or at least supposed to be. It might be buggy as well, because wings are also still a bit buggy sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a couple of people. Only one person needs to scan it, and the group get the discovered tag.
Exactly.
I'm
Information.
curious.
That's what I understood as well.
Well, bonus, yeah, but the tag.
I'm
I'll
curious
look
what
at
planets
that. At
will
this
be
point,
locked already. Like, obviously, they said Sol, like Earth was already going to be first discovered or first mapped. I'm wondering if
It'd be just
Jameson
weird that
or
sometime
Founders
in the
World.
future, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, right? Like, I
I
imagine.
assume that the core world
Exactly.
will be fully mapped.
I don't think I'd say the core. I would think that obviously everything in Sol would be. I think Jameson, everything in Shinrarta would be. I think, maybe the capital systems, the big places like that. I think it would make sense.
Like, I'm not talking about the whole systems. I'm talking about the chief planets.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. And I'd agree with that.
The chief
too.
planets in the core world
Yep.
will all be.
Well, you guys heard Zulu Romeo ask if you could map stars or black holes, because clearly he wanted to be the
Yeah.
first to map Sag A.
Yep. Wanted that double tag, right?
Yep.
I met him at Fantasticon.
Oh, did you?
Lovely chap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've met him a
surprised.
couple of
Which one
times
was
now,
he?
but he was at Fantasticon.
Yeah.
He had the flying cap on.
I don't think I met him.
Oh god damn it! I'm so bad at this. Anyways, okay, let me embarrass myself even further. Most of the people that I met in both Frontier Expo, LaveCon, and Fantasticon, I don't remember names. Sorry, folks, but that's just me. Okay, moving on. Next topic.
Multi-crew is the next one on that list, but we've kind of nailed multi-crew a fair bit in this already. Is there anything we didn't point out in multi-crew? And which, by the way, just to be clear, I do think any addition to multi-crew I think is great, right? So I'm all for anything that gets us to play together more. I hate cargo missions. It's probably it might be my least favorite thing to do in the entire game, but I actually kind of legitimately enjoy, winged cargo missions, because of the social aspect of it. So anything that adds that to me is definitely a win. Well, Seems like we got lots to share there.
Well,
I think that's the
Everybody's
quietest we've been.
no, okay,
Yeah.
so
Everyone agrees.
Yeah.
So we summarize the whole exploration changes.
I think we've covered it all.
Did any? Yeah.
Okay, well, to summarize, yeah, I didn't really talk that much because, well, I did actually constantly
One
mention
point
these
we
things.
have to mention, just in case somebody
Ah,
hasn't
no.
watched the live stream or heard the news yet. If you are currently out there in the black as an explorer, you will not have to return to the bubble to get any new sort of modules or anything. The current modules will be converted over to the new functionalities, so you will have all you need out there to perform, all the scans and everything. Don't worry about it.
I think it's also worth pointing out that the probes that you need out there to scan the planets, they're from synthesis. So
Yes, they can be
you won't need to
synthesized
purchase
as well.
them. And you won't need to store them in your cargo as they're stored as ammo.
One
effectively.
big point, though, regarding exactly that, and I think people have brought it up in the stream as well, that will only work well, I think, if you can also synthesize SRVs in the future. Because
Yeah,
once you run out of
Yeah.
SRVs out there, and you don't have a mining laser with you, you have no way of getting any more materials to keep synthesizing your probes. And then you will, at some point you will be unsustainable. As long as you can keep your SRVs alive, that's fine, but, accidents happen. And if you can't synthesize them, then yes, it's a finite resource and you can't explore forever. Which is certainly a big point, and they should address that publicly, I would say.
I do remember years ago that Frontier actively said that they don't really want people being out there forever, and I think now people are actually doing that sort
They
of thing.
don't want
They
people to
didn't.
enjoy
I
their
think
game?
I think they've changed their minds since then. But
Yeah.
that was one of the very early comments that Frontier said it would be very difficult to get out into deep space. DJ would probably remember this.
Yeah,
Very
I
difficult
hope
to
they
get out
did
into
change
space,
their
and people
mind,
would have to-
because
no, I'm
if
sure
they
have.
didn't, then they would gravely misunderstand what their community wants.
Oh wow!
Just do as one of
Wait,
those.
what? Frontier misunderstand what we want? Huh? No.
Oh.
No, say it ain't
Golden
say.
Bay.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure, but do I detect sarcasm there? I can't tell.
No, not at all.
Never.
I thought so.
No.
I was just thinking, am I the only dumb American here today? I am, aren't I? It must be
Well,
that.
Paroxsym's not around.
Exactly.
So yeah, you
Exactly. I'm the only idiot American here, so it's probably hard to understand me. But yeah, little sarcasm there. But I would agree that I think they've changed their stance. I mean, can you imagine what the backlash had been if they'd made us come back to re-outfit new modules? Oh my God. Fortunately,
Yeah.
they're.
Fuck, son.
Oh man.
At least they
At least
predicted that on their own.
Exactly. I'd like to try to give them credit where credit's due, and they at least saw the foresight there. So.
Yep.
I think one of the things we haven't touched on just briefly is one of my other big questions is what's the ammo capacity of the Discovery Scanner going to be? Are we assuming we're still only going to get a single class 1 Discovery Scanner? Would there be other ones with larger ammo? And what's the synthesis recipe going to be? Is it going to be like limpets, which suck, or is it going to be like life support that's nothing?
They've touched on it on the stream, I
Yeah.
think. He didn't want to give a
Right.
exact number. I
Right.
think he said
Hundreds?
a few hundreds,
Yeah.
maybe like a 200 or so might be a
Yeah.
good number. to
That's the
start
number
off
I've
with.
had in my head is 200.
We don't have any information on the synthesis prices of the probes, and we don't. He didn't want. I think he said they consider of giving different classes of module to maybe or engineer. I think is actually what he said, to increase the ammo capacity there.
Yeah,
So
I think
that
he did
would
say that, didn't he?
kind
You're
of-
right. You're right.
That would kind of suck for people who are out there because they don't have an engineer around. But on their next trip they can prepare better.
But I don't see how you necessarily complain about that. How do you do that?
No, that's fine.
Right. You give the ability to engineer as long as the base module is good, right? I mean, if the base module
And
gives you
I think-
50 and engineered gives you 500, that would be a kick in the pants, right?
Yeah, I think they could also be a bit generous and maybe give you an actual full ammo load for for the starters, and don't give you an empty capacity.
Oh, I would certainly think so too. Yeah.
Here you have the new module.
Just
but
like
yeah,
with
no,
missiles, you need to
I was
restock
about to
because
say,
that
looking
makes
at
sense.
looking at you, missiles. How many times
That's
have you
true.
taken
That's
off
true.
after loading missiles onto your ship?
Not only
And
this,
gone,
many.
"Oh,
One is
fuck."
too
limpet controllers as well. There should be a warning to not leave without
EDDI.
actually buying limpets.
Just quickly,
Yeah,
EDDI
I
will
know,
do
I
it. Yeah,
use
okay.
that as well,
Just so
but if you
everybody
don't
knows.
have that-
If you guys don't know, EDDI will do that. If you have a limpet controller and no limpets in your cargo, it'll warn you.
Funnily
I'm
enough,
calling
it will
for
sometimes also
read
warn you
on
if you
the-
actually have limpets with you.
It does, but still, at least,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, Ant, what was that?
Now, I've got a question about
Yeah.
whether you picked up on it, 'cause I didn't see the whole live stream last night. I don't know if they would have answered it. Do we know if there's any difference between the basic discovery scanner, the intermediate one?
They're
and
getting rid of the
advanced
others.
with the
We're
changes?
just going to have advanced, I think they said.
So they're all
Did they?
going to be
No, they
Yes.
said they hadn't
They
made
will
that. No.
be
Oh, they didn't?
merged into one module.
Yeah, that's what I
and you will
understood.
probably be reimbursed
That's-
for if you had the advanced one, for example. You will get a bit of money back, but that's not
That's
the big
what
point.
they've
I
said
think.
they're looking at, but they hadn't.
Oh,
made
right,
a
they haven't
final
confirmed
that yet.
decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
That
okay.
was that. It
I'll be
was very
shocked
much
if they
couched
don't-
in. We're looking at this.
Yeah, I'd be
'cause
shocked if they don't do that. Because the others are retarded. Nobody's buying those. Especially
Well, I
given the
want to see
prices
really
are
how-
so
how
little.
The different tiers would fit into the new mechanics, really.
That's the
And
other
they
thing.
could detect
Oh, actually, here's something
Detecting
that...
the missions at different stages. But
What was the other? And I didn't even realize this. The question that they were stumped on, which is, I didn't even know that non-Horizons doesn't have synthesis, and so how are you going to synthesize limpets if you're not in Horizon, or synthesize DSS ammo if you don't have Horizons? That was asked on stream, and the look on their faces was, we hadn't thought of that,
Yeah.
basically. Right? And is that true
snap.
that non-Horizons can't do any synthesis? I guess I
haven't
didn't
played
realize that.
Horizons in a while, but yes,
I haven't
you
played
can't do it.
Yeah, I haven't played
I think
non-Horizons in
you
forever.
couldn't do it. So anyone in the chat, feel free to let us know. Oh boy, there goes the shit show once more. Wouldn't it be funny if they actually released it and they would realize, oh shit, we fucked up the non-Horizons people. Whoops.
Well, I mean, look, at this point, my
there's
answer...
another kind of theory to that. I don't know if it's people bring it up on the forums quite a lot, and I don't know if you've seen it mentioned, but oh my god, I'm losing track of where I was.
Horizons?
What was it that that's it? They're dropping Mac support.
Yeah,
aren't
they're
they?
dropping Mac support for... Yeah.
Right.
Yep,
And
yep.
one of the theories of that is partly because the Mac can't do planetary landings.
Yep.
And
Well,
it's not a problem at the moment. It's not the problem at the moment because you've got separate clients for Basic Horizons and
Right.
for Horizons and Basic Elite. And the theory is that maybe Elite will be merging Horizons.
I was
into
just gonna
Elite,
say
and there'll
that.
Just be one.
About the
yeah.
damn fucking time.
Yeah, I mean,
I
at this
have
point,
been
who does not...
praising for
Right, I mean,
for
guys,
years now
if
that they
anybody-
should stop selling Horizons separate or the base game separately from Horizons. By now, it should definitely be one package.
Yeah, if anybody listening, if you've been playing Elite for more than 20 hours and you enjoyed it all, Horizons is not DLC. It's the game. Am I wrong, guys?
Pretty
Horizons
much, yeah.
technically is at this point a proper
Right.
expansion, and
it's-
it does go for it. The biggest
It's
advancements
not
are
optional
rather
is what I'm
than-
getting at, basically, for anybody that's going to really be playing the game.
No, it is optional.
Yeah, but come
see,
on. Like, would you play without it?
No. It's optional if you don't play combat, if you don't go for
Exploration.
any min-maxing. But
Again,
everything else,
I don't see
yeah.
why it should be optional. Like, there's
Agree.
no point in keeping those two separate.
Completely
like,
agree.
Everybody should have the specs to run. Like, if you don't go down on planets because your PC can't handle it, yet then don't do it. But you know, the base game, you can still do all the same activities. It just shouldn't be sold separately anymore.
Yeah.
Because I can't
agree.
imagine the price difference on FDev's side is, you know, so enormous that they have to sell it separately because, you know, they need to earn that extra money. I think they're doing quite well.
No,
And
they
I would
don't.
argue
They
it would do
don't.
more good if they kept the player base
you
more
know,
consistent,
this is-
more together, less split up.
This is random. Somebody in my chat just pointed out something very random, that if you merged them together, you wouldn't be able to recover to orbit anymore. You know, like if something crashes on the planet, you exit out and you log in on Horizons and you're back into orbit. I've had to do that a few times in my day. I mean, that's minor. I don't think that's enough of a reason not to do it, but...
I'm not saying they have to merge the two. I'm just saying they shouldn't sell them separately.
Oh, I
Of
agree.
course
Yeah,
you
I
should
get what you're
still
saying.
Be able to just
Launch them
log
separately.
into base Elite Dangerous and launch Horizon separately.
Well, you gotta
to
think-
fix these issues.
At some point,
But
just from
they
a...
shouldn't be sold probably.
from a workflow, them having to deal with thing perspective, a management perspective, they're going to need to just roll it in and just make it quote unquote the game. I mean, are we really going to have the base game, Horizons, and then whatever version, let's call it version
Beyond
4.0, yeah, Beyond, and you're going to have 3 different separate things? That seems like it's getting kind of silly.
Yeah.
At that point, you would think
I
they would
think-
take Horizons and just sell it as part of the base game, and then the new expansion is what you buy separately.
Exactly.
And you buy 2 separate
Yes.
things at most.
Yeah.
But now we're way
I
off
agree.
topic.
Oh my.
So,
Well, what was the topic?
I guess
Nobody
it's true.
knows.
I guess that's true.
The exploration,
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah, true. And I guess I did
somewhere
take us there with
amongst the-
synthesis.
Let's explore new business opportunities.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, there
gosh.
we go.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
explore new paint jobs on the store.
Oh no! No,
Jesus.
please.
I think today the
No.
Crypsis paint jobs came out for the Vulture. Dun dun dun.
Uh,
I never got what's up with these Crypsis paint jobs. Like, they don't look that special to me. Like, I don't get that dark and bright thingy.
Yeah, the only paint jobs
Okay.
I like are the Black Friday ones. But
Yeah, they're
I'm a
pretty
black car guy. Every car I've owned in the last 15 years has been black, so.
Pulse paint packs. They're gorgeous. I want my ship
Oh.
to look like it's from Tron.
DJ, we just disagree on everything. I fucking hate those. I hate them mainly. You know what? Let me clarify. I think they look good from not on my ship, but when they're on my ship, they just absolutely wreck the view in VR so bad I can't stand them.
I adore them, and they are my bait. They're the best. I love the Pulse paint packs. I'm waiting for a Pulse paint pack for the crate.
Ooh.
right. Quickly moving back to the whole exploration then topic. There's anything else left? If not, then I guess I can quickly, easily summarize it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nothing? Okay, so summary. Question I pose to everyone watching. If the proposed exploration would come out as the main thing, as the standard exploration that we have as right now, right? And then developers would announce all the changes to make it into exploration that we have right now as a game for that would be coming, rather than basically swap them in place, right? Would you be happy about the change to the current system rather than what we got right now being the advancements? I highly doubt it. So essentially the changes that are coming are positive. The issue mostly will be from the fact that if you want to go to a planet quickly and find that planet quickly, let's say a new Guardian site is found or something like that, yeah, it's gonna take a little bit more time. Well, not a little bit more time, but notably more time
a
to
good point.
find it and
That's a
get
good
to
point.
it. But
Well,
everything
no,
else
that will surely
realis-
depend on the electromagnetic output of the site itself. I would imagine
Yeah,
a
I
Guardian
think-
site is going to light it up like a fucking Christmas tree.
There
it's
might.
still
I
gonna
think
take a
they've
while.
said
It's still
that the
gonna take
basic
more time.
honk, the basic
It
honk
still
that
will
will
take more time.
reveal the star to you will also reveal stations to you if you're in an inhabited
Doesn't
system.
I'm
No,
talking
that's-
about Guardian
hold on.
space. For
I know.
example.
I would argue that you could probably make that honk also reveal any sort of active sites in the system. If there's a Guardian site there, you could probably detect that with that honk as well, if you can detect stations with it.
That's
So there would
essentially how
be a way.
it works right now, isn't it?
Yes.
If
it's a POI, yeah.
If you're within
1,000.
1,000 light seconds,
Yeah.
then you can
Yeah.
see them.
So I don't think that has to change for the future. I think you should still be able to just find them, because those are interesting sites that you want to get to. You don't want to
Yeah, but-
discover them or explore them. You want to just get there. So there should be a way to do that in a
but
reasonable amount of time
Yamiks
without
is
having to
right.
go into your HUD.
Those and kind of to Obsidian's point, while those show on our HUD as a POI, those only show when they're 1,000 light seconds. So if there's a Guardian site in the system that's more than 1,000 light seconds, I'm with Yamiks that I don't see how it's not going to take additional time. I mean, the question is
Well,
how much additional time? Right.
Yeah, but
Depends
wait,
if they register
you don't
as a
see them now
POI.
either if they're farther away than 1,000. So
No,
yeah,
but I know now if I know it's on planet 3A, I honk, I point at planet 3A, and I look at my POI scanner until it pops up, right? It's going to take longer than that, and I'm not necessarily saying it's bad, but it's going to take longer in the new system. I don't see how it couldn't.
It's going to depend on how quickly you can resolve
Right.
these planets when you're
Right.
in that HUD interface.
And
if
also,
But that's
also
still
if it
longer
turns
than the
up
no
as a
time
P-
it takes
hang-
now.
hang-
Yeah, yeah.
hang on. It's also if it shows up as a POI.
That's true too.
If it shows up as a POI, then you find it the moment you do an ADS scan.
If it's within 1,000 light seconds.
No. Not with the new system. The new system reveals the whole system's worth of POIs, right?
Yeah, that could be a good
Oh,
point.
that I
Yeah, it
haven't
might-
seen. I've seen
might
they've said it
actually be a good-
reveals stations, but I haven't seen them say it reveals all POIs.
Yeah, the ADS that's how you either have to do an ADS scan to reveal, not POIs, sorry, USSs I was thinking of.
Right.
But why wouldn't it do the same with POIs?
I mean, I'm not saying it won't, but they haven't said that it will.
that
so,
would make sense,
well,
right?
well, okay, that doesn't mean that's what they're going to do.
No,
Right.
but that's my assumption, certainly from
Well,
what they've said.
I don't know where you're getting that assumption.
I'm not assuming anything.
I'm not making that
Again,
assumption at all.
the bottom line is we just need to wait for bait
Right.
and see what it is
Right.
then, because honestly, at this point, speculating is
Right.
pointless.
Completely agree.
They did talk about maybe showing some footage in a few weeks as well. So I guess
That'd be great.
whether that comes at the same
Even
time.
with that, as long as we don't have anything for us tangible to touch, I
No,
don't
I understand what you're
care.
saying. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is until you actually plan.
Yep,
Exactly.
that's what we had the beta for.
So wait till beta, people. Don't judge too harshly or too. Well,
Right.
basically, kill the hype, people. Kill the hype. For fuck's sakes.
That kind of goes both ways as well, I think.
Yeah,
Not,
kill the
not you know,
negativity.
positive hype and yeah.
Be reasonable. That's all we say.
And then, unless it's obvious stuff, which is absolutely game breaking and the most ridiculous thing ever, then obviously point it out. But
All right. Do we have this covered now? Should we move on to Jeopardy?
That sounds
It's about our mark, yeah.
good to
That
me.
sounds like the plan.
All right. Well, you guys
Again,
have.
Chad, if anything else is coming up, if more questions or so are there, we can certainly answer them in between. I think shouldn't be an issue.
So hold on. My game just crashed to desktop, so let me just get. I mean, not that I'm going to be playing it, but of course, like just as we were
Hybrid
finishing
emissions
up.
got you
No,
down.
I said fuck it a long time ago and went to dabs. In the 52 minutes I searched, I didn't find a single one. So
I
just finally went to
found
dabs.
one. Oh wait, no,
One.
I found like two.
Okay,
So
that's the
This-
worst
this
luck
is
I've ever had
quality
in
fucking-
Soul. I was in Soul for 25 or
quality
35
motherfucking
minutes.
gameplay.
Yeah, and not a single
Fuck
one.
me.
Okay, so we're going to do something a little fun that we did a couple of weeks ago with some of the guys and play Elite Jeopardy. Greytest is going to keep score for us. I've got the board. Let's see, there's the round one board up on my screen, and you guys are doing the same. Is that right?
I am just about to. Yes.
Okay, cool. So let me know when you guys have the board up on your screen. For those that are in the U.S. or have seen the U.S. version of Jeopardy, we're not necessarily
Prepare
doing
for
it.
blue
Yeah,
screens.
we're not necessarily doing it in full Jeopardy. They have
Oh.
to answer in the form of a question format. We're just doing basically trivia with Jeopardy style scoring. So that is whoever leads us off will pick a category and then a point value. To make it quick, if you guys just say a category, I'm going to assume the next point value, but you can jump around if you want. If you get it right, you get that number of points. If you get it wrong, you lose that many points. So the risk goes up as the rounds go through. I've got a final Jeopardy question for round 2. We did have, I want to say there were 2 questions maybe that are on here that the answers we determined later were incorrect. I now know what the correct answers are. So on those, even though the answers that might show on screen say something, we did determine that they were wrong. And the way we'll do the buzzing, the guys know where we're buzzing in Discord. It's basically whomever I see buzz in first gets it. I'll try to separate each with the little lines so we can keep it separate.
Clear hundreds. Clear hundreds.
Oh, that'll do it too? Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Just
There
clear
you go.
100
Yeah.
as one.
Exclamation mark. Clear 100.
There you go. Thank you. Let me get that on my clipboard.
So there you go.
Perfect. That's great. Okay,
There you
great. Okay, perfect.
All right,
and since I think Obsidian has spoken the least today, I'm going to nominate him to pick our first category and question. So everybody can see the categories are bugs and features, feature timeline, hard points, defenses, and exploration. So Obsidian, where do you want to go?
Good. Just a couple of people asking here about if we were going to talk about board flipping.
We did so already, didn't we? Oh my god, it's been
We
such
can-
a fucking thing.
We can beat that dead horse again if we want to.
I mean, fine. I released a video on this today.
I saw that.
For fuck's sakes. Let's beat the dead horse if we really want to, or we can actually have fun and play something. What the fuck do you want?
I vote for the latter.
I want some fucking fun.
I'm going to choose bugs and features.
Bugs and features. Okay, bugs and features for 100. And again, guys, I'm watching the pasted. So, common reason you're unable to dock. Common reason you're unable to dock. Wow, nobody?
Occupied
Okay.
land.
All right,
pad.
Yamiks.
Would that be incorrect orientation?
That's a no. Nope, incorrect.
Fuck me.
Wait, I don't think that came through. Let's see, there we go. Nope, incorrect. Anybody else? DJ.
Pad's taken.
Pad is taken. That is correct. 100 points for DJ.
Oh, come on!
Remember, these are bugs and features. Bugs and features. Remember the category.
Bugs.
DJ, to you, what category question do you want?
Let's take hard points.
Hard points for 100. What weapons cause absolute damage? That was Yamiks.
Yes, that would be the plasma accelerators.
Incomplete answer.
Okay.
Anyone else? DJ.
The advanced plasma accelerators?
Still incorrect. They're incomplete, I would say. Anyone else? And Greytest, you're getting the scores here, right? As we go along.
I am.
Okay, perfect. The correct answer is plasma accelerators and plasma chargers. The new Guardian weapons do absolute damage.
Oh,
Okay, well, fine.
And the question was weapons.
Weapons.
Weapons, I said. DJ, back to you.
okay. We'll go with defenses.
Defenses for 100. What ship has the highest possible unengineered armor? DJ.
Corvette.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
What ship
Has the highest unengineered possible armor. Yamiks.
unengineered armor? That would be Anaconda.
That is absolutely correct. The Anaconda. That was 100 points to
It took me a while.
Yamiks. Yep.
Wait, so which one we have actually already taken?
So we've done bugs,
features,
features, hard
100?
points, and defenses. All three of those for 100 we've gone through. So we haven't touched
Okay,
feature
so-
timeline or exploration yet.
Right, and hard ones. I see. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Where do you want to go, Yamiks?
Okay, let's go for 500 exploration.
Oh, going right to the top.
Very stupid.
Right to the top. The first commander to discover Sagittarius A star.
What was mentioned today? Fucking
Yeah.
forgot.
DJ got it buzzed in
Zulu
first.
Romeo.
Zulu Romeo is absolutely correct. When we said that earlier today, I was like, "Fuck!" That was 500
How many
points.
points was that?
500.
500.
Yeah. When we said that earlier today, I thought, "Damn it, that's in the questions." Okay, DJ, where you want to go?
Let's take
Oh, people are echoing on mine. I bet I know what it is.
exploration for 300.
Okay, and my guys, sorry, you guys tell me if that fixed the echo. Sorry about that, guys. Exploration for 300. Maximum super cruise speed possible. DJ.
Noise.
2005C.
That is incorrect for DJ. I saw Obsidian was next.
2001.
2001 is correct. That's 300 to Obsidian. All right. Where do you want to go, Obsidian?
Bugs and features for 400.
For 400. I'm jumping around a lot today. Okay. This phenomenon creates unique ship designs. Yamiks.
I need to mention a specific type of happening, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's some flexibility.
Okay, so basically two ships being, or rather two ship models being spawned in one. place.
Absolutely correct. Yep, that's exactly what we were going for. Yep.
There we go.
For 400 points for
Because I
Yamiks.
love my Beluga Conda.
Yeah, exactly. Right. All right, Yamiks, it's to you then.
All right. Let's see. So my knowledge goes for the hard points, 500.
Wow, I love that we're jumping all around. So 500. How long does a torpedo seek before exploding?
I think somebody.
Let's see, DJ.
First.
Minute?
Minute is incorrect.
That was 500, right?
That was yes for 500. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. The answer is 3 minutes. 3 minutes is how long a torpedo will seek before it just self-destructs. I believe we were at Yamiks, chose hard points for 500. So Yamiks, it's back to you.
Oh boy. Right. So let's go for the defenses, 500.
Defenses for 500. How many megajoules are added by the 5D Guardian shield reinforcement? Yamiks?
Let's see. That should be. Oh fuck! Exact number now.
Yep. That's a 500-point question.
Right. That has to be 348 megajoules.
That would be incorrect.
Yeah.
Anyone? Anyone else? It's Obsidian. And you can use your chats if your chats get you the answer fast enough.
I was going to tell you what the chat is.
That's
saying.
fine.
We keep having these same questions as last time or time before.
Yeah, well, you guys didn't play it last time. That's why we're doing
That
these
was
questions.
my answer to him.
Yeah, exactly. We played these questions for people who are listening to chat with Paroxsym and Plater and Greytest and stuff, but these guys haven't played these questions. So yeah, Obsidian, what's your answer?
No idea.
215. That was 500 points.
Oh.
215 megajoules. Okay, I think we're back at Yamiks still. Was that right? Yamiks had the last one?
Aha! Yes, the great and powerful one.
Where do you want to go, Yamiks?
Okay, well then. Well, I would be a dick if I wouldn't take all the 500 ones. Now,
We've got
is,
bugs
which
and
one should I
yeah,
go
we've got
for?
bugs and features timeline are both left at 500.
All right, let me.
I love how we're all min-maxers and you guys are going straight for the 500s.
Well, hey, if I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna fucking lose
love it.
spectacularly, like my landings. Okay, so
Love
bugs
it.
and features because
Bugs and
that's
features
always
for
fun.
500. Okay. The bug name okay, now this, I don't know if this got fixed because these questions were before Chapter 3, so we might debate this one, but the bugged name shown instead of the system name on the Starport Services menu. It's a very specific answer. It's 500 points. Anyone? All right, I'll call that a no one. It was pound or hash $$ system name. That's what we were looking for. Remember when you would open Starport Services at the top, it'd say welcome to, and it'd say pound bang bang or pound $, system name?
I never encountered it, so yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay,
Never saw it.
back to
Yeah.
Yamiks.
And I will take the last 500.
Features timeline for
Yes,
500.
features.
What version of Horizons was supported on OS X? What version of Horizons was supported on OS X? I saw DJ first.
None.
Absolutely correct. None. Trick question. So, yep, 500 points for DJ. While we're at it, Greytest, what's the score at the moment?
Our current score is Obsidian in the lead with 300 points, then followed by DJ with 100 points, and Yamiks on the last with minus 200 points.
Okay, not as bad. I think at one point
I'm
Plater
not
was
failing
like
behind
negative
that
15.
horribly.
Yeah, Plater was like a negative 1500 at one point. So I think that was DJ last. Where do you want to go, DJ?
Let's go exploration for 400.
Exploration for 400. Total number of star types. Total number of star... Yamiks?
All right, so let's see. That would be 14.
14 is unfortunately incorrect.
How many points was that?
That one was a
400.
400-point question, yeah. I had to actually look at the answer to remind myself. Anyone? Anyone? Anyone?
You can count in game.
That would be 15. You were very close, Yamiks. 15.
Oh, God damn it!
Oh, sorry, Ant. Sorry, Ant.
I was just going to say 15 then.
Yeah. Were you counting in? Everybody's like bringing up the galaxy map real fast and counting, right? And
I didn't do it. I was considering. I was considering doing it, but I didn't
however
do
you
it.
guys get the answer, right? Your chats can help. Whatever you get the answer.
Oh, come on. That's not
Right.
fun.
And I think we are back to Yamiks still. Yamiks, where you want to go?
No, it was
was
me.
it
Oh,
DJ
sorry.
now?
Forgive me, DJ.
Okay, let's go a bit easier. Let's take feature timeline for 100.
Okay, feature timeline for 100. What version of Elite added the wings feature? DJ?
God damn it.
1.3.
I can't remember. I gotta look myself. That is
Oh,
incorrect.
for the love of God, dude.
No, it was 1.2. Fuck.
Well, don't tell the answer.
thank you.
Okay, who wants to
I'm
buzz in
sorry.
next and get the
1.2.
answer? All right, yep.
Yes, 1.2.
Obsidian buzzed in there. Want to give the answer, Obsidian?
What? I was the next after.
1.2.
It was 1.2, yes.
Sorry.
Oi, Exegius, it was after DJ.
I know it was. Okay, so,
What do you mean?
but we'll let, you know what, we'll let Ant have control of the board at least.
All right.
Where do you want to go, Ant?
Uh,
We've got exploration at 100, everything at 2, most at 3, and some at 4.
feature timeline for 300.
Feature timeline for 300. What version added ship-launched fighters? Yamiks
2.3.
is incorrect.
Oh, God damn it.
And Obsidian
2.2.
2.2 is correct, absolutely, for 300 points.
2.3 was the goddamn passenger missions.
That's
Fuck
right,
me.
that's right. And we're to Obsidian again.
Ah.
Where do you want to go, Ant?
Bugs and features for 400.
No, we already got that. We got 2 and
200.
300 left. Okay, 200. This bugged message is shown when joining a wing. This bugged message is shown. Yamiks.
I think somebody was before me.
Nope, from what I see.
No? Okay. That would be leaving wing.
Absolutely correct. Leaving wing is right for 200 points. Yamiks, where you want to go?
Okay,
We
now...
have some very nice symmetry on the scoreboard right now. Obsidian
I know.
with 700, DJ with 0, and Yamiks with minus 700.
Nice.
Ah,
Nice.
fuck me. Anyways, okay, let's go for defenses for 100.
For 200 would be our lowest. We'll go defenses.
400.
For 400, forgive me, for 400. Cost of the most expensive armor available. Yamiks.
How close do we need to
You
go?
know, I'll give you some leeway.
How much leeway?
You know, like 10%, 5%. You know, if you're, I mean, you know, if you're off by,
Okay, well, I was looking for millions, thousands, or...
if you're
100
within
million.
10, if you're within 10 million, I'll give you 10 million.
Okay, 10. It had to be, let's see, 400 million, 35...
430
435 million.
is incorrect. Ant, Obsidian.
I'm not sure which way to lean now.
Okay.
745 million.
Oh, no, that's
way low.
that's
No.
way too high, way too high. Nope. Anyone else? It would be the cutter reactive armor at 492 million.
Ah,
492
I know that it was
million.
400.
Glad I stayed quiet.
Yeah.
My gut was saying 536.
Yeah, no, 492, 492. Okay, so let's see. Was that Yamiks that had that one, or was that Ant that had the
Yep.
last? Okay, go ahead, Ant.
Ant was.
Where are we going? Obsidian.
Oh.
Wake up.
Can we go exploration for 200?
We can. Exploration for 200. Name of the highway between the core systems and Colonia. Yamiks
Neutron Highway.
is incorrect. We're looking for a very specific name. I see DJ. Now, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but DJ would be next.
Hurt Highway.
The what?
The Hurt Highway.
That's incorrect as well. Obsidian,
Eh?
you had buzzed in. Do you want to take it?
Nope.
The answer is the Colonia
Alright.
the Colonia Connection Highway. Colonia Connection Highway.
According to who?
According to the forums. And again, the answers are the answers. I might get one wrong. If I do, I apologize, but we did a bunch of research in our group, spent hours on this, so if we get one wrong, we apologize. Back to Obsidian.
Exploration for 400.
No, only thing left there is 100. So I'll take that one.
More 100 then. Yeah.
What was the original destination for Jacques Station's jump? Yamiks. Remember, guys,
That
have
would be the
it
Beagle
pasted
Point.
and ready to hit enter, right? And that is correct. It is Beagle Point. So 100 for Yamiks. So Yamiks, where are we going? We got exploration's closed out. We've got a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
see.
Okay, perfect.
Right, so I'm gonna go for the highest one. So 400 on hard points.
Hard points for 400. What weapon has the highest jitter?
Oh, fuck me.
DJ
Beam laser.
is incorrect.
Uh,
Incorrect. Yamiks.
Unengineered, I think.
Well, I'm gonna
Doesn't
guess
matter.
this one because if I lose, I fucking.
And yeah, I
lose
should have clarified and said
spectacularly.
unengineered, but yes, unengineered. What weapon has the highest?
Unengineered.
Yep,
Yeah. Let's see. So that has to. Fuck. Okay, fine. Burst laser.
Burst laser is close, but no cigar. Obsidian.
Oh, for the fuck's sake!
Obsidian?
I was going to say first.
Okay, well, if you were going to say that, then you don't have to answer.
Yeah, not now.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. The correct answer is the Cyto Scrambler. The Cyto Scrambler has the highest, by far.
Oh god damn it! You include those guys.
I said all the weapons. All the
Fuck
weapons.
you.
All the weapons.
Fuck you.
We are to Yamiks.
Last time I also said burst lasers.
You want, that's why I said you were close. Feature timeline for 400 is our highest dollar if you want that one, Yamiks.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. What month and year did Elite come to the Xbox One?
Oh fuck! I'm staying out of this one.
I see Obsidian. Obsidian, sorry, I cleared that, but Obsidian.
June 2015.
Ooh, close but no cigar.
1 month then, something silly.
Close but no cigar. Anyone else want to guess? October of 2015. October of 2015. I think we are still with Yamiks. Is that right?
Sure. Okay, let's go for bugs and features.
Bugs and
300.
features for 300. What ship or ships have a misaligned interdiction reticle at this moment? Yamiks.
And I remember this because of you.
I'm going to say because I bitch about it all the time.
Yes, and that was the chieftain, wasn't it?
Is that your complete answer?
Ships? Oh, multiple ships.
I said what ship or ships?
Oh, okay. That'd be all the fucking Alliance trio, the special trio kid.
Yes,
kids.
that is correct. That is correct. I gave you the extra
Sorry,
help on that one.
How many points was that?
That was 300. That was 300, Gray.
Yes.
All right, we've got 5 questions left in
questions.
round 1. So, Yamiks, where you want to go? Features, hardpoint, or defenses? Feature timeline.
Okay, let's go for defenses.
Feat defenses for 300.
300.
Total rounds of unengineered point defense ammunition. There are 2 answers I'll accept for this one, actually.
I buzzed.
Okay, forgive me. Sorry. Yeah, Yamiks, what do you got?
Yeah, fair enough. That should be the 1,200s.
1,200? Is that what your answer? That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Anyone else? I'm trying to give time for our chats, for your chats to help you out, right? Because I know there's the delay with our conversation and then it getting out on stream and getting back, right?
I don't look at the chats.
DJ.
I like to humiliate.
It brings the
Enter
fun.
accidentally ignore it.
Okay, that was accidental. Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
the answer
I
is
enter
10,000. You could say 10,012 because you get a full load and then you get 12 in the clip, but
Yeah.
10,000 is what we're looking for. Yamiks, you've
But
got
you said ammo. Huh?
ammo, exactly. We've got hard points for 300, and then 3 of them left at 200.
All right. I'm always going for the highest
Okay,
score, so
gotcha.
let's humiliate myself even further. So hard points 300.
This kinetic weapon has no damage drop off when unengineered. This kinetic weapon
Kinetic
has
weapon.
no damage drop off when unengineered. Somebody in my chat just said we should play, and I love Whose Line Is It Anyway. We should play Whose Line Is It Elite Dangerous, where the game is made up and the points don't matter. Have you guys ever seen Whose Line Is It Anyway? Oh, that would be fucking hysterical. We're not that good at comedians. DJ.
I have a couple
DJ.
of
We're going cannons. We're going cannons.
Cannons is correct. Cannons is correct. No damage drop off on cannons. Yep. Okay, we've got feature timeline, hard points, and defenses left. DJ, all at 200.
Let's take features at 200.
Features at 200. Feature timeline at 200. This rarely used feature was added in version 1.4. This rarely used feature. This rarely used feature was added in version 1.4. It was the major feature of version 1.4.
1.4.
Anyone?
Oh, hello.
Yamiks.
Depends, of course, on the feature. Well, you probably could have written it dead, but okay, that'd be CQC.
CQC is absolutely correct. What we're looking for.
Yeah.
Absolutely CQC. Okay, Yamiks.
I was thinking power play, but no, power play was 1.2.
Right. Hard points and defenses.
And I don't think power play would qualify as rarely used.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Circles,
Sadly, CQC is rarely used. Okay, Yamiks, 200 for hard points or defenses.
I want my hard on for
hard
the
points. How many damage types are there? Sorry, I missed I cleared it wrong. Who chimed in first? Was that Yamiks I saw?
Yep.
Okay, Yamiks, how many damage types
corrosive, kinetic, thermal, and corrosive, thermal, kinetic, and explosive. There we go. And absolute, if you kind of count that.
So
can we count that?
So the question is,
fine, let's go with absolute.
And is that? Count them for me, because I'm looking for the number.
Corrosive,
yep,
thermal, kinetic, explosive, absolute.
That is correct. 5. That's exactly what we were going for. Yep. That was 200 points. And our last question, defenses at 200 points. How long does chaff, unengineered, and unchanged, how long does chaff scramble gimbals?
Oh, fuck me. I'm not a PvP scrub. I don't know.
Anyone? I see DJ and Obsidian typing. Anyone?
10 seconds.
Thanks. Zach just commented on my stream. He said, I just tuned in. I don't know what I've tuned into, but I like it. We're playing Elite Creators Jeopardy, Zach. Wait, did I see a buzz there from DJ first?
Yep.
What's your answer?
Yep. 10 seconds.
Is incorrect.
Oh.
Obsidian, do you want to answer, Obsidian?
Yeah, I'd try 15.
Incorrect. It's 20 seconds. It's 8 seconds for dispersal. If you use the dispersal experimental, it's 20 seconds for standard. Okay, so moving on to round 2, Greytest. Why don't you tell everybody the score?
Final question? No?
No, well,
That was the final question.
That was the final question in round 1. We can, if we want to do maybe half of round 2, given the time, it's up to you guys, right? We can do, you want to do just the 800 and thousands from round 2, or do we want to just keep going? It's up to you guys. That took about 20 minutes. We got
20
minutes.
Plenty of time to do the whole board.
Okay.
Well, click on final questions down the bottom there.
No, skip that final question. We're going to use a different final question. Right? When you make the board, you put a final question at the bottom, but I've got a much better one than the ones that's there. Okay,
right, so for now,
Greytest, what's our score?
The scores are Obsidian still in the lead, but just barely with minus 300 points.
That's the lead.
That's the lead. DJ right after him with minus 500, and Yamiks did actually catch up a bit with minus 800.
All right, there we go. All right, so our new categories: celestial bodies, engineers, lore, modules, and ships, and the point values have doubled. We will go with Obsidian since he's in the lead. We'll let him pick our first one.
Ooh. Let's do lore for 400.
Lore for 400. The starter station from the original 84 version of Elite. Obsidian.
Oh, crikey.
I know this one. Damn it.
Wait, Obsidian, are you answering or are you giving up?
I was going to say something else, but I'm going to say Lave now.
Lave is correct. Absolutely, 400 points.
Have you?
Just as
Chats?
well then.
Yep, Lave
Have
is
you,
correct.
chats?
Yep,
Don't
yep.
help him.
yeah. Obsidian's probably got the biggest buff since he's got the biggest audience.
That wasn't chat. I was going to say.
Sure.
I can't remember the one I was going to say is.
That
Yeah,
was
okay.
his intuition.
Yeah, nice. Good intuition. Okay, Obsidian to you. Where do you want to go next?
Let's do Celestial Bodies for 400.
The Celestial for 400. The Earth-like orbited by the fastest known orbiting moon. Obsidian again. The name of the Earth-like orbited by that moon
Mitterrand Hollow.
is
Oh, no.
That's the moon,
incorrect.
isn't it?
That's the moon. It is.
That's incorrect. DJ,
Yeah, I know.
New Africa.
New Africa is absolutely correct.
Yep.
Yep.
There you go.
It is New Africa. And that was
moon
from...
And
is
for
the
the
veteran's
first
hollow.
time we
Mitterrand,
have
yep. Planet
for
is-
the first time we have a change on the scoreboard. DJ is now in the
Hey, look at that. Is DJ in the positive then?
No.
Okay.
You know what would be the funniest thing if I stayed completely silent to this?
You'd
whole
probably do
time,
better.
it would have been
You-
really-
Right.
God damn it.
Okay, so we're to DJ. Where would you like to go, DJ?
Lore for 1,000.
Lore for 1,000.
Oh,
Ooh, now comes the big boy.
Everybody ready? This man was recently engaged to the princess of the empire.
Oh, for
Obsidian.
fuck.
Obsidian.
Oh, we need the full name, I bet, now, don't we?
I'm looking for the
Tell
full
me
name.
for the-
Well, I mean, not looking
Oh,
for
right,
titles
yeah.
and stuff, but his name.
No, Rochester, but I've slipped his last name. Go on, kick me down the
Yeah,
stairs.
I don't think I can take
Kick me
that.
down the stairs.
I don't think I can take that. I think DJ is jumping up and down to buzz in. What do you got, DJ?
Jordan Rochester.
Jordan Rochester is correct for 1,000. Boy, that's a big swinging score.
That was a big swing. Look at that.
Yep. We're to well, hey, there's still a lot of points left on the board.
Yep.
We're to DJ. Where do you want to go, DJ?
Bit easier. Let's go ships for 200.
Ships for 200. How many flyable ships, not including ship launch fighters, how many and Yamiks has already buzzed in. I won't even finish the question.
I have all of them, so I pretty much know. Now, are we counting the exclusive?
You know what? That's a great question, and I'll take the answer either way.
Okay, so without the exclusive, that would be 35. With exclusive, 36.
That is
'Cause fuck Cobra. 4
absolutely
is a
what
piece
we're-
of shit.
Absolutely what we're looking for. Correct answer. Yep. 35.
200 for Yamiks.
And in fact, wait, is that now the number, or with the Crusader? Because I did these questions before the Crusader launched. Is it 36 now?
It is with it.
It is with the-
It's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
35 currently is available for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yamiks to you.
All right, so well, since we're on the ship train, let's go with the ship fucking train, eh?
For
1,000 for
for
ships.
1,000. All right. What ship has the highest possible unengineered boost speed? Yamiks.
What ship? Unengineered boost.
What
speed.
ship
Now,
has the highest possible unengineered boost speed?
This is a fucking trick question.
No, it's not really.
This is because there are two ships.
There's one.
I have tested it.
Okay.
There are two ships.
And by the way,
It's
let me
Viper
clarify.
An Imperial Eagle.
Questions like this are the answers are based on what we generated in Coriolis. So Coriolis reigns the
Yes.
answer here,
Yes.
right? And one of
Yes.
them is one
It's
of those.
Viper 3 and Imperial Eagle.
Okay.
Both of them have the same boost speed maximum.
I'm not gonna argue because you have it half right, so I'll give it to you. But I'm 99% sure it is only the Imperial Eagle if you use performance enhanced thrusters.
Yes, both of them have the same
692?
top speed on the boost. Yes.
Or 640?
640 both. Yes.
Okay, so I won't argue that because I don't think you're necessarily wrong.
I literally tested.
Okay,
I used
fair
to
enough.
think that Viper
enough.
had the most biggest boost speed, but once it's engineered, yes, Imperial
Imperial Eagle
with
definitely smokes
engineering
it, yeah.
becomes
Yeah.
faster with boost.
Somebody checked that, by the way,
but fun
because
fact.
Somebody checked
Probably
that.
I'm gonna ruin some
was
of
1,000.
the
Everyone.
questions. But
That was 1,000. Yeah, that
Viper-
was 1,000.
yeah,
Yep.
Okay,
Viper 3
where are we going?
has the highest. Viper 3 has the highest non-boost speed. So if that question
Highest
comes
cruising
up,
speed?
think me.
Highest cruising speed?
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay,
There you
Yamiks,
go.
to you. Where do you want to go?
Okay, 2 for 800 ships.
Ships for 800. How many ships have at least one huge hardpoint? Yamiks again.
So that would be Anaconda. That would be Imperial Cutter. That would be corvettes. Let's see. Huge, right? Oh,
Correct.
okay. So that's for the lens. After that, let's see. Did the type? No. I'm
You're
thinking.
supposed
No
to
type.
know the answer.
No,
I'll start
no,
Exactly,
no,
exactly.
Working out.
Yeah, you don't get to buzz in and then work
No,
it
no,
out.
no,
while
no,
you're-
no. Fair enough,
this
fair enough.
is- Yeah.
So what's your answer?
I'll fucking go with 5.
5 is incorrect
It should have been 4.
for 800. Anybody else? DJ.
4.
4 is correct. You had them all, Yamiks. You just kept going, right?
Yeah, I was very uncertain about Type 10, but
No, Type 10's all larges. It's the only one that's got
Yeah.
4 larges. DJ, where you want to go?
So let's go engineers for 200.
Engineers for 200. To meet this engineer, you must earn more than 15 bounty vouchers. Yamiks.
Todd Blaster McQuinn.
Todd the Blaster is correct for 200, right? Remember, guys, have your puzz pasted into Discord, so all you have to do is hit enter, right? Don't have to type.
I did.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
I did too.
Okay, Yamiks.
Aha.
Yamiks, to you.
Ships 300.
Ships
Wait,
for 400.
That's 300.
Or sorry, it's a typo.
I-
600. You're right. Sorry, it's a
Yeah.
typo for
Yeah,
600.
yeah, 600,
Ships for
yeah.
600. Approximate
That's the answer.
distance.
300 is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
answer.
Approximate distance, and I'm looking for within 1,000. Approximate distance from Yamiks.
That would be 65,000 light years. How close do we need?
That,
to
I said
for
within
the
1,000.
number?
Yeah, I said within 1,000. 65,300
65.
is the rough number. 65,300. But yes, I will take that absolutely for 600.
What was the question?
And you know what? Actually, we realized last time, and I didn't fix it, that shouldn't have been in the ships category because it wasn't a ships
Yeah.
question. The question was, what's
It's
the
exploration.
approximate distance between Seoul and Beagle Point?
How the fuck did he know that? What?
First of all, how did I know that?
I knew
Well,
that one off the top of my
DJ,
head. I've been there.
I did travel. to
No,
Beagle
no,
Point.
I don't mean how did you know that piece of information? How did you know that was the question?
Did you let me? Yeah, you didn't let me finish, did you?
No, he was nowhere near
Did I?
finished answering the question.
So
I'm clicking along with you.
We're getting time.
So-
lag.
Yeah, he's
So you're
click-
Must be
reading.
a time lag.
yeah, don't
So you
read the
click
question.
the
Yeah,
question.
there you go. Don't read the questions until I actually read them out. That's a
Gotcha.
good. That's a good rule,
Fine.
DJ. That's a good point, DJ.
Take it off. Take it
No,
off.
no, no,
take it
no.
off from
I
me.
think it's fine. We didn't establish that
Oh,
rule.
come on! Bullshit.
And you know what? Do this. Don't dock him, but don't give him the 600 points. Don't dock him 600, but don't give it to him.
All right.
We'll go
Ah.
back to Yamiks then. You want to go ships for 400 and close it out?
No, I fucking failed. So if I fucking fail, next one. There
Well,
you
okay.
go.
It's you still have control of the board though.
Someone else.
Okay, DJ. No,
I
Ant.
give the-
Let's give it to Obsidian. He hasn't chimed in much. Let's give it to Obsidian.
Let's do law for 600.
Lore for 600. What does the acronym, and we debated this last time, we're going to go with the revised answer. What does the acronym INRA stand for? DJ.
Oh, fuck me.
Intergalactic Naval Research Arm.
Close.
That is incorrect, unfortunately. It's close, but it's incorrect. Obsidian.
Well, I think DJ's right, but I'm going to say
Okay.
Interstellar.
You don't have to
Interstellar
answer.
Galactic Research Arm.
Oh, that is
Interstellar Galactic
incorrect
Research
as well. Anyone else?
I'm not answering this one. Fuck
Sorry,
no.
how many points was that?
Oh,
That
no.
was 600. The correct answer
I actually know it.
is the Intergalactic Naval Reserve Arm. And we actually debated it last time that it really should be intragalactic because we don't have more than one galaxy. So the technical answer says intra, but we agreed that it really should be inter because that's what all the lore says. But that doesn't make any sense. We only have one galaxy. Back to Obsidian
For now.
for now.
What was the one we just did?
That was lore for 600. We have 800 and 200
I
left
want
in
to make
lore.
sure I open the right
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Let's do law for 800.
Lore for 800. The
Let's see
name
how-
of Commander
Oh, damn.
Jameson's grandson. Yamiks.
Laurie Jameson.
Lori would be incorrect. I don't think Lori
That
is
is
his
granddaughter.
grandson.
Oh, wait, that
Anyone
one
else?
was- fuck.
Anyone else?
Damn it.
This was a tough one. That would be, I have to look myself to remember, Peter Jameson. is the grandson of Commander Jameson, Peter Jameson. Obsidian, we're back to you.
We might as well do all the lore now.
Close that lore at 200. Okay.
Yeah, just do lore for 200.
What commander killed Salome? DJ.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter is absolutely correct.
Joe.
Yep. I would have taken either answer. I would have taken either. But yeah, Harry Potter. Okay, DJ, where you want to go?
So that was lore.
Lore's closed out. Yep, Lore's closed out. Yep.
Okay, let's take celestial bodies for 1,000.
Celestial bodies for 1,000.
Oh my.
This is the only permit-locked body in the Sol system. Obsidian.
Titan.
Say that again.
Titan.
Titan is incorrect. I see that DJ is up next. DJ?
The moon.
The moon is incorrect.
Oh.
Yamiks.
It's one of the
Mars?
Mars is also incorrect. Well, you guys are losing a
it's
shit.
Earth.
Hold on. No,
It's Earth.
I said permit locked. Permit locked.
Earth.
The
One of the
only
moons.
answer
It's one of
is
the moons with the
Triton.
red-
Oh,
Triton, not Titan,
Oh.
but Triton.
Oh, I said.
You said Titan. That's why I said what, Obsidian? Like to make sure you
Yeah.
said it right. It's Triton, not Titan, but Triton.
I think everybody just lost 1,000
Yep,
points there.
everybody just lost 1,000 points. Yep.
Yay.
Oh,
I
the
probably
scores
should have
after
just-
everyone.
Who are
Is
we
anyone
back?
in positive?
Who are we at
Yes,
to?
you are.
Bring up it's the only one that's permit locked. You can't land on Sol to the moon or anything, but if you bring up the Sol Galaxy system map, it's the only one that is permit locked. So they went the little red thing
What's
around
the
it.
score?
Okay, so we're what is the score, Greytest?
We are at minus 2,900 with Obsidian in the last. Next up, Yamiks with minus 1,800 and DJ in the lead with 300 points.
Wow, DJ's in the positive. Nice.
God damn.
And
Wow.
DJ, the board is back to you, DJ.
Okay, so let's take celestial bodies for 800.
Celestial bodies for 800.
Oh shit.
This is the highest known mountain. The highest known mountain. It has a name. Ooh, nobody, huh? Nobody. Oh, I see Yamiks typing. Nope. DJ, anybody? Anybody? That would be Mount Neverest. It's 50 kilometers high. It's the one where the fuel rack guy jumped off of it into orbit. It's in Nervi, Nervi. It's in that system.
And it is actually.
It's
taller than
amazing.
Mons,
It's
isn't it?
amazing. It is. Yeah, it's really impressive. Actually, the view from it's incredible. Back to DJ.
Rock Red Mecca.
Let's start closing this out. Let's take 600.
600 celestial bodies. This landable planet's orbit is inside its parent star's corona.
Oh.
You are fuel scooping as you drop into glide.
I know the planet.
Yeah.
Can you say the question again?
Yeah, I will. This landable planet's orbit, and I'll take the system or the planet name, is inside the star's corona, or let's say the scoopable zone, whatever you want to call that. So as you're fuel scooping, when you drop in, you drop into glide. Obsidian.
Yeah, if you take the system, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is incorrect. There is a landable planet right there, but you're not fuel scooping as you drop into it. I'm 99% sure of that. If somebody can absolutely correct me, because I do have a very specific answer.
I think you're right, actually.
Yeah, Yamiks?
Skadri?
Yes, Scardy, however you want to pronounce it. Scardy. Scardy 1.
Scardy,
Yeah, I'll take that answer, though. I'll take that answer, right?
Okay.
That was for 600, I believe. Yeah, that was for 600. Yamiks?
I think it might have changed with Beetlejuice at one point. People in
Okay.
the chat saying
Okay.
you got that wrong, but I think it used to be that
I've
way,
been to
but it's not.
Beetlejuice recently, and I know it's Beetlejuice 2, I think is the planet, and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
99%
you can't get the
sure I
first
was
one.
not scooping
I
as I
think the
dropped.
first time I went there, you could fuel scoop. The second time I went there, it didn't work
Okay.
anymore.
Well, this is again.
Oh.
If I get an answer wrong, I'm sorry, guys. Our player group did a bunch of
That's all
research
right.
on these
You can do it
questions,
right.
so
Fair enough.
the answers are what they are, right? So
If that's how it currently is,
it's
fair enough.
right, exactly. That's got to be the rule of the game. Okay, we are to who got that right? Yamiks got that right. Where do you want to go, Yamiks?
I got that,
Yep.
yes. Right, so celestial bodies is Phil?
200? Nope, we got one left there. 200.
Oh, 200. Okay, so let's see.
Okay.
Then I'm correct. No
You-
one took modules. Damn.
you-
Okay, anyways, I'm going to be a dick and go for ships.
Okay, sorry. All right,
Well, there was
I
one
had
ships.
somebody remember because I did accidentally click the 200 for celestial bodies, so we just need to remember that that's. Actually, you know what? We're going to do that one. I clicked it. We're
What?
going to do that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
fuck
here we
it.
go.
Fuck it.
It's
fuck
easy.
It. Do
It's
it.
easy.
Yeah.
Everybody ready? This supermassive black hole resides at the center of the Milky Way galaxy, Yamiks.
I mean, at this point, yeah, you didn't even need to finish that
I mean,
sentence,
right.
but the Sagittarius A.
What would it be?
Sagittarius A.
Wrong.
The Milky Way.
I don't think I'm going to give you one more chance because I'm not going to accept that answer, and DJ's next. Do you want to give me a more complete answer?
No, I failed, so the next
Okay,
one.
DJ.
Sagittarius A star.
Thank you. And Sagittarius A star. It is A
Yamiks.
star in the name.
Oh,
You
for the
fucked
love
that
of God,
up.
really?
It is A star in the name of it. I have to. It
Oh,
is Sagittarius
God.
A star. Right? Yep. I'm sorry, but that.
No, just...
Sorry.
So close.
Sorry.
Fuck the...
Remember
no,
Alex
moving
Trebek?
on.
Alex is just the deliverer of the questions. I think that was DJ. Where would you like to go, DJ?
Let's go ships for 400.
Ships for 400 to close that one out. What ship has the farthest possible unengineered jump range? Yamiks.
So, unengineered.
Unengineered.
Okay, that would be Diamondback Explorer.
Diamondback Explorer is correct. It slightly out nudges the Anaconda.
400.
That was for 400. That's correct. Right. Yamiks, we haven't touched modules, and we've only done 200 for engineers. Where do you want to go?
Oh, you want to touch my module?
Oh,
well, let's
shit.
go for the best module.
Modules for 1,000.
1,000.
Okay, modules for 1,000. Which unengineered weapon, and we had a wrong answer last time, I know the correct answer, which unengineered weapon has the highest DPS according to Coriolis? Again, got the answers on Coriolis. Which weapon has the highest unengineered? Yamiks.
Let's see. So DPS.
Looking it up right now.
No, I'm not looking up. I'm thinking. Just a second. Okay, fuck it. Let's go with them torpedoes.
Torpedoes are incorrect.
Ah.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Ooh, I thought you guys would get this one.
They don't dare.
We're looking for the large fixed frag cannon. The large fixed frag cannon does a fuck ton of damage. All right. Yeah, Yamiks, that was 1,000.
term?
That was 1,000. Yeah, that is a scientific measurement. Absolutely, it is. Right. Yamiks, do you want to go for modules or engineers?
We got. Wait, what?
We kind of got a.
So
I love how we've
failed
drawn a
with the
snake.
modules?
We've done a snake on the board. No, we've got modules 2 through 800 and engineers 4 through 1,000.
Okay, so 1,000 is taken. Okay, good.
Yeah, for modules,
Right,
1,000 is taken. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go for the 1,000 on engineers.
On engineers, 1,000 for engineers. What is the maximum multiplier? And I'll take this as a little rounded. The maximum multiplier for engineered thrusters. Yamiks.
Used to be 42%. Right now, it should be 45%.
I can't tell you. Even if I round it, that's not right.
145.
No. 40.
No.
That's no, incorrect.
Okay, in that case, yeah, definitely incorrect. Okay.
Anyone else? Anyone else? And that was for 1,000. We were looking for. It's 45.6. So I rounded that up to 46.
come on.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I would have taken the
Oh,
specific or the
So
rounding.
close.
It was so close, right? But I gotta take the. I would have taken the rounding in the other
As
direction.
much as I don't engineer maximums, I still
Right.
remember numbers. Damn
Yeah,
it.
45.6. Okay, so we're to Yamiks still. We've got 800 for modules and engineers and 200 for modules.
Modules, 800.
Modules for 800. How many total different Recon Limpet controllers are there? How many totally different Recon Limpet controllers are there? Sizes, classes.
Oh, okay. That.
Yamiks?
In that case, that'd be the 1, 3, 5, 7. Yeah, I'd say 7. That's about it.
So wait.
4.
The answer you're saying is 4, the number 4.
4.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Because they only come in E class. That is correct. So that was for 800.
And they also come in odd. So
right.
that's
Run
a-
3, 5, and
So-
7. That's right.
Those
That
points
was
go.
modules.
Yeah, can I just say that my external camera just glitched out on my stream? My ship just buggered off into the distance. I was following it in the external camera, just that follow cam.
It just
and
flew away.
suddenly it get disconnected. I don't know what's going on. Now I think it's stuck again now, but
Oh, that's
much,
awesome.
much
No,
further
that,
distance.
basically what happened, you
detached
probably
it,
pressed,
camera.
detached it. So
Yeah.
No. I detached beforehand. If you detach it,
Right.
it stays in place until it hits that boundary, and then it gets dragged with the ship. And that's what I did all the time. But just then, out of nothing, it got even further away, like a lot further.
Huh.
I'll have to add that to the
Okay.
bugs and
That
features category.
That is
Wait,
not
what-
zoomed out right now. What you see
what-
in my stream, that is almost fully zoomed in fact.
Oh, that's great.
What's the distance it reads?
Let me show if I can bring up the HUD. It doesn't tell you any. Oh, 3,000 meters it says in the top right hand corner.
That's the maximum
that's
range
max.
normally. So you
But-
just simply detached it. Sorry.
Okay.
No, but that's what I always did before. Well, maybe it zoomed out. Yeah, that might be possible. It zoomed out for sure.
All right, so we
Back to Jeopardy.
took the modules
Yep.
800,
And
right?
so you've got
Okay, so-
engineers 800, and then
Yep, gotcha.
So Yamiks, where you want to go?
All right then. Let's go for engineers 800.
At 800. Which two engineers are unlocked? And fuck, this might have changed with the chapter 3, so this is a pre-chapter 3 question. Which
Yeah,
two
yeah.
engineers are unlocked at the end of the Elvira Martuk tree?
Oh, fuck.
And again, this is going to be a pre-chapter 3 because I've not looked up the answer since then. Anyone? Anyone? That would be Professor Palin and Lori Jameson are at the end of that tree. All right. Oh, and by the way,
Palin was one of them. I couldn't remember the other.
yeah, to throw something in here, if we get to the end for
I didn't
Final
even
Jeopardy,
know one of.
if we get to the end with Final Jeopardy and your negative points, you'll be able to bet half of whatever the highest value person is in positive points. So if DJ's at 1,000 and Yamiks is at negative 1,000, Yamiks can bet 500 points. He starts at 0 and he can bet at 500
I see.
points for the Final
Gotcha.
Jeopardy question. So that at least there's a chance in
I
the
see.
end, right?
All right.
Okay, so we're
okay.
back to Yamiks still. We've got engineers and modules, few left.
So that was N800.
That was 800,
Okay.
Yeah, that was
gotcha.
800 for engineers, yep.
Let's see. Let's give others some chances and what else, because I'm benevolent like that. 200 for modules.
Modules for 200. How many bins are in the largest refinery? Come on, Mr. Miner. Didn't somebody just do a 24-hour mining stream?
Oh no, I don't even want to remember that.
Good. DJ.
I hate you for this question. No.
DJ.
10.
10 is correct. Absolutely, for 2. That's the class 4. It has 10 bins.
I was not willing even to guess this fucking thing. Fuck no.
DJ, where you want to
DJ
go?
is playing it
Remember.
very carefully, and I think it works out for him.
No. I love how symmetrical we've been with the board the whole time, by the way. Like, I'm
Yeah.
looking at it, we're symmetrical once again. It's great.
Is 800 on modules?
No,
though?
we've only got 600 and 400 for engineers and modules. Those are the only ones
Okay, cool.
left.
Yeah, I thought so. I
Yeah.
didn't want to click it. If
Yeah.
I'm keeping up
Yep.
after the question
Yep,
goes,
yep.
so that my. Right, I'll take 400 for modules.
400 for modules. What is the spin-up time for the huge multi-cannon? Spin-up time on the huge multi-cannon. Ooh, really? Really?
Really?
Yamiks
Half a second.
is incorrect.
God damn it.
Anyone else?
Must
Anyone
be
else?
0.1 or something like that.
Obsidian.
I'm gonna go with none.
None is correct. Absolutely. There is no spin-up time on the huge multi-cannon. It doesn't
Yeah.
spin. It has 4 fixed
Oh,
barrels.
Someone in my chat
It
just
does
said
not
that,
spin.
and I thought as
Nicely
you said
done, Obsidian.
I was like, oh shit,
Yep.
Tom's right.
Nicely
Yep.
done. That was for 400. Obsidian, where do you want to go?
I think I've missed a few of the ones I should have.
Okay, so yeah, we've only got
We can look at one
we've got
screen if you-
engineers.
if
We've
you
got
need.
engineers for 4 and 600, and modules for 600. That's all that's left.
Let's do engineers for 4.
Engineers for 400. This engineer's home base is called the Beach. Yamiks.
The Sarge.
The Sarge is correct. Yep, absolutely. The Sarge is correct for 400. All right, we've got engineers and modules both at 600.
Okay, let's go for engineers.
Engineers at 600. What blueprint will give the greatest thermal reduction for railguns? What blueprint? Yamiks?
Okay, so do we need to name also the experimental, or this is just a
said blueprint. I said blueprint.
Blueprint. Okay, in that case, that should be the lightweight, was it?
Lightweight is
lightweight.
incorrect. Lightweight is
Really?
incorrect.
Okay.
Yep.
No,
Obsidian.
fair enough.
Yeah, I might go with it. Glad I didn't have my headphones up any louder there.
Me too.
Sturdy.
Sturdy is correct. Wow. Of all the people, I did not think Obsidian would get that one. Nicely done.
I've added it to help.
Nicely. Hey, that's okay. It's
I
fair.
engineered this shit
And
like
our
a little
last,
while ago.
our last question. Yeah. So the experimentals for plasma, plasma, cascade, and super pen both give a 40% thermal reduction, but sturdy gives 10% on its own. So, the last question is modules for 600. What is the largest class? So we're looking for the number, the size here. The largest class frame shift drive interdictor. Largest class frame shift drive interdictor. Yamiks.
Okay, well, do or die, I suppose. So let's go with a 5.
Incorrect. Anybody else? DJ.
4.
4 is correct for 600. Yep, that was absolutely correct. Right. All right. So Greytest, where are our scores?
With that, we had a little switch there in the second before last question.
Oh, okay.
Yamiks is now in the last place with minus
Oh,
3,400 points.
Minus 30.
Obsidian caught him with minus
how?
2,500 points, but DJ is still by far in the lead with 1,300 points.
Okay, so
Positive.
the way we'll do this then is DJ can risk all his points. Yamik and Obsidian can risk, we'll call it, just make math easy, 700 points, which is roughly half what DJ has, right? That way there's still some fun in the last question. So the way the last question will work, right? I'll ask the question. You guys will type your answers into Discord and hit enter when I say go. That way everybody's answers are locked in, and then we'll laugh at everybody's answers. All right, everybody ready?
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
I will preface the question because you always get type it into chat in Discord, right? So that then once I say you're all done and locked in, and then everybody hits enter at the same time. That way you can't
And maybe also type next to it how many points you want to risk.
That's true too. That's true too, right? Yep. So type that in. In fact, actually, you have to type in your how much you're risking right now, and the category is tongue in cheek. That's the category. So you would risk.
Don't tell me it's going to be the
so
2.8%.
DJ. So DJ, for example, Yamiks is risking 700. If he gets it right, he would have 1,400. So you would have to risk a minimum because you're at 1,350. Is that what I heard?
1,300.
1,300. So you would need to risk at least 101 to be the winner, right? And we didn't talk about what the winner is. The winner today will get a ship kit, or get a skin, because I've got some skins we can give away. They'll get a skin to give away to somebody in their audience. They can figure out how they give it away. That's how we'll do that'll be the prize for today. Okay, so Yamiks is risking his max. So Ant and DJ, type in how much you guys are going to risk, and go ahead and hit enter on that. And Yamiks is risking everything, and DJ's only risking 101. All right, so here we go with the last question. Again, the category is tongue-in-cheek. This mineral is mined in abundance in starter and community goal systems. This mineral is mined in... Well, and DJ just fucked it up already.
He's got it.
Yeah, thank you, DJ. Everybody, wait to type in your answer. Right, this mineral.
I automatically hit
I know. This mineral.
I admit I wouldn't have guessed it anyway.
I wouldn't have got it anyway.
Okay. Well, that's good. All right. So then, but I still want to see what you guys' answers are. So again, the question is: this mineral is mined in abundance in starter and CG systems. All right. If you guys have your answers locked in, go ahead and hit enter.
I didn't even start guessing. And,
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I can't.
And DJ
I can't
ruined
unsee.
it for everybody.
Okay. Here's my answer. me a sec.
I do actually have another Final Jeopardy question we could use. Oh, Yamiks might have to win this one. Yamiks might have to win this one. So, Obsidian, would you have had a guess, Obsidian?
I wouldn't have known.
You wouldn't have gotten it if we'd have. Okay, so the answer is, although I might give Yamiks a secondary prize, the answer is, of course, as everyone in my chat is getting, sodium chloride or salt. Of course you mine salt in starter and CG systems. Yamiks' answer, which is equally as epic, was 2.8%. Right? So that would probably be, what is the spawn rate of this mineral in starter systems? That's the better answer, right? Now, I think I have 2 Final Jeopardy questions. Let me see what the other one was. Okay, actually, you know what? Here, I've got another one that we can use that will be our real Final Jeopardy, since DJ fucked up that one. So we're going to use the same rules. DJ doesn't get any points for that one. We'll go back, right? This one is, the category is ships, and this one is tough, okay? And I'm going to give everybody, I'm going to watch the clock, and I'm going to give everybody 15 seconds from when I finish reading the question. So here we go. Same bets. Here we go. And how many ships have at least one Class 1 optional internal slot? 10 seconds.
What?
How many ships have at least one Class 1 optional internal slot? Don't hit enter.
Oh, for the fuck's sake.
10 more seconds. 10 more seconds. Okay, 5 seconds.
Fine.
5 seconds. I'm gonna have to look at the answer to this one. All right.
Counted.
Go ahead and hit enter, everybody. Okay. Yamiks has got 20. Obsidian says all, and DJ says 17. Unfortunately, the answer is 10. Now, we weren't looking for a Class 3 slot that could fit a Class 1. We were looking for specifically Class 1 optionals.
Yeah,
those would be the
small
Eagle,
one, yeah.
the Imperial Eagle, Sidewinder, Vulture, Adder, Fer de Lance, Hauler, Imperial Courier, Viper Mark III, and the Viper Mark IV. So the correct answer is 10, which means DJ's our winner.
Hey, DJ.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey.
And so, DJ, you only risked your 101 points, so that brought DJ to what? 1,199 points? Am I doing the math right?
1,199 points.
Yeah, right. There we go. Yay!
Very interesting. Like this round went completely different to what we had last time. It was super interesting.
It turned around, did it? Well, yeah. Did you keep the score separate per round? Like, do we know what the round 1 score was still?
No.
Yeah, okay,
I
okay.
updated them every time.
Yeah. Fair enough. Right.
Delete history. I was never wrong.
So
Permanent record now.
Yep. There are VODs and everything, Yamiks.
Bullshit.
Nope. No.
Fake news.
No. We have video evidence.
Fake news. Fake news, I say. Crisis actors and whatnot else. Yes.
Oh my god.
well, hopefully,
Right.
hopefully everybody found that funny at least.
Super Cruise makes frogs gay.
Super Cruise makes frogs.
Is that what you just said? What the fuck
Yes,
does that mean?
that is what he just said.
Well, if we want to do this again, or maybe even a different game show format, I do have 50 more questions already lined up, so we can do something like it again with
So
all new
give some love
questions.
to XCGS for putting this together.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Well, and
Serious. That
let
was
me-
really good fun.
Yeah, let
Fun.
me.
Like that, so.
Yeah, I got a lot of good comments on my side. Let me
Yeah.
also give thanks to specifically a friend of mine, Tranquil Terror, who found the board system we use for the whole thing, and a lot of the guys in my player group, Level 11, helped me with all the questions. So it was definitely a group effort on my group side as well. So we talked about it for a long time, thinking we need to do something fun, right? Some of my guys were saying, I was like, and when the suggestion got made, I was like, that sounds like what I think it turned into, a big laugh fest, which I think we all needed for a change,
Yeah.
right? So
Also, I just figured out what the glitch was. If you're near a planet, then your range is way closer. But once you get far enough away from it, which I did,
Oh, it jumped it out?
More range. You suddenly have more range on your external camera. Yeah, that's what it was.
Got it. All right.
I wasn't going crazy after all.
Well, that's cool. Well, do we have?
That's debatable,
Well, true. Do we have anything else to end up with, or we want to kind of split for our own streams for a few minutes and say our goodbyes?
It's on my part. That's about it for a great Friday evening. I don't want to spoil it, so let's enjoy it as it is and laugh at probably me and probably
And
some
me.
others. But mostly me. So
Who? Yeah. What
yay.
was the total? Was Yamiks last, Obsidian second, and DJ first? Is that how it ended out? Gray?
Yeah, DJ
Yeah.
first,
Obsidian
Obsidian
second,
in the
Yamiks
end,
third.
and Yamiks, yes.
Yep. Boy, those when you get the questions wrong and you keep answering a lot those high dollar ones at first, it starts to sting, doesn't it?
Take you down.
Don't they? Yeah.
Right. We didn't have any Ken Jennings tonight, did we? If you guys know, that's the guy that won a year streak or his crazy longest streak in Jeopardy history. So, and next time if we do this again, I might make everybody answer in the form of a question like you're really supposed to do. But I didn't want to get that
I
specific.
hate that stupid format.
Right. That's why I just
Makes
figured.
sense.
That's why I just figured question and answer was easiest. Right.
Stupid
So,
American
exactly.
logic.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Logic. Right.
Backwards.
So
All right, I think that's it. Let's
Yeah.
wrap it up.
that was a blast,
Well,
guys.
thank you very much, guys. That was great fun. That really
was great.
And just the first time I think with yours on with us, Greytest this
Yeah.
time.
It was
Yeah,
first time.
first
Yeah.
time.
welcome along.
Thanks for
Great
having
to
So
me.
to
have
summary
you.
up,
Yeah,
who
maybe
was
come back
here?
and we'll have you on more often.
Yeah, Gray, me, then we have Obsidian.
Say something. Say hi,
Yeah.
Obsidian.
Say
Hi,
something.
hi, bye.
Or-
I'm
wait,
still there.
I mean, everyone knows you. Okay, fair enough. Then Yamiks,
Hey.
DJ,
Bye.
and our lovely Jeopardy host today, Exegius.
Exegius Trebek. That's my name for the day.
There you go.
Thanks, everybody. And like normal, I know I'm going to stick around on my stream and jump in my Discord for just a few minutes
I'll
if
be
guys
hanging
are
around for a
around.
bit as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
My part, so
I will still be
take
about.
care,
so
guys.
I'll see you all later.
Big fun, everybody.
guys.
Later,
Bye.
guys. All right. I'm going to jump into my live stream channel. Let's see. I'm going to bring people down here. I'm dragging you down here, Aposto. Hold tight.
Okay.
Comes with cable.
I just pulled everybody down into live streaming. Just a heads up. If you don't want to be in live streaming, go away. So
Yeah, so that
Well,
means
no,
we
I
need to
just
filter
don't
our
like going out.
conversation,
Like
guys.
that, man? Alright, thanks, buddy. Can't we just filter?
Get out!
Get
Exactly,
out!
exactly,
We were having
exactly.
a nice little conversation.
oh well, I'm sorry. I can jump the fuck out then. Since I
Wow,
was
we
the one
were
that crashed the
breaking
party.
Discord rules anyway.
Oh, I
think
know.
a little bit.
Oh.
We're like completely breaking them.
No
So
Discord
yeah, we're
rule
totally
breaking.
having this Freakonomics and capitalism.
Let me guess.
discussion
You're
on the
talking
stream
about
live
the politics of religion, right? That would be pretty much.
Yeah,
We brought
but
them both in.
Muhammad Jihad.
Yeah.
We were talking economics.
So you're
Somebody
talking
said
about
jihad. Who said
socialist.
it?
I'm about to
Who
say
said it?
socialist Nazi atheists is basically the topic, right?
We might have hit two of those, actually.
Exactly. You just
We
nailed it.
haven't gotten there yet. We're working on it.
He knows this
Great
pretty
to
well.
see this.
Yes, we.
Did you see that you got a donation earlier today?
I did I did, and I said I went. If I missed one of them, I did mute my Discord mic and said thanks to Arnar Gunnison. Gunnar, God, I'm butchering your name if you're still here, buddy. Arnar, is that the one you're talking about, Zadori, for $15?
No, Commander Gothmero.
Oh no, I didn't. It didn't. It's not showing on Streamlabs for me. Oh fuck! I'm sorry, I didn't see that. What was his name again?
I will send.
Oh, find it. And forgive me if I missed your donation, guys. I am terribly sorry. During the stream, it's hard to watch chat on this one, and I have Streamlabs open, which normally shows me those things, and apparently I missed one. So my sincerest apologies. That is incredibly
It was
generous
on,
when you guys do that.
It was on YouTube.
It was on. I didn't know. I did not see the YouTube one come through.
I'm sorry, I lost track of paying attention to the YouTube chat there.
Oh, that's
I tried
okay.
to pay attention for you a little bit. But,
No, I appreciate that. Right? Yeah. No, that's great. And again, if you see his name, Zadori, please tell me. And if you're
sent
still
you.
listening, please speak up in chat. Also, make sure anybody's welcome. And certainly at this point, definitely to join us in Discord. If you're looking for a place to play, some guys that'll talk about, like atheist, Nazi, socialists, right? There you go. Come talk to us, right? But certainly if you're a donor, please make sure to get in touch with me so I can get you in the Discord, get you the donation, the thank you tags, right? Because that does mean a whole lot. I remember when I was new to this, or before I started doing this, you hear creators will say stuff. Well, first of all, I used to fucking hate the term creator. I still kind of do, but you'd hear somebody say something about like somebody get a donation and they'd be, oh, thanks, it means so much, blah. And I was like, yeah, all right, that's fucking cheesy. It means a shit ton, right? Like just the fact that somebody would put your money where my mouth is, Like it means it really does mean a ton, right?
That is cool.
I PM'd you and I.
Okay, great.
sent it on
Great.
YouTube
Let me look at the
as well.
name. Guillermo Marino. Is that
How many people does it take to pronounce it?
Exactly. Guillermo, I'm just gonna go with Guillermo because that works. Guillermo, thank you, buddy. That's absolutely fantastic. If you're still listening, huge shout out. Please say hi. If you're not, I'll try to track you down offline and get you a proper thanks because that is really, really cool. In fact, earlier, I don't know if you guys heard this on stream. I noticed right before I went live late last night, I got a Patreon sub from my all-time favorite character name in a TV show. If you guys watch the show Arrested Development, one of the lawyers, his first name is Bob. His last name is Loblaw, as in Loblaw, so Loblaw. So a lawyer's name is Bob
nice.
Loblaw. Tell me that's not the greatest character name ever. A lawyer named Bob Blah. I just love that game, right? Love that fucking name, right? So yeah, what'd you guys think of Jeopardy?
Got linked.
I did. I see that anyway, Zadoria.
Yeah, but if he got linked.
Oh yeah, fair enough, right? Well, we'll see if he's still listening.
I caught a little bit of Obsidian Ant doing pretty well on there. It seemed
He was pretty quiet across the board today.
Yamiks was trying to answer some questions, and that was entertaining.
Oh yeah, you know there were several.
Here.
There were several that Yamiks got wrong that I was really surprised about. Actually, I will admit I expected him to do better.
45.
He
He
did
should have got
145
45.6
versus 146, man. That was kind of.
Well, it's 145.6 is the correct answer. So if I'm rounding it, right, like I hated to be that way. It was like, yeah, do I accept this or not? But if either way you round it, that was incorrect. So it was tough, right? And DJ, when he was arguing about Triton, it is the only permit locked. You can't land on Sol or the Moon or any of those, but Triton is the only permit locked in Sol. Right, so I know that one for sure. Right, wasn't there another one we debated? Oh, I want to check the speed when we're talking about the Viper versus the Imperial Eagle, because I swear we looked that up. I'm going to do a
960. Was
no,
960?
unengineered.
Oh, that's right.
Right,
yeah.
so let me do a quick Viper 3. If you racer. Strip that, performance enhance. You know what? He is right. It's 640. He's absolutely right.
Cool.
In fact, he's absolutely right. It is 640. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't argue that one with him. Yeah. Somebody in chat just said, God, and I love fucking Seinfeld. No, I'm sorry. The card says moops. When the answer was Moors. Right? He's like, nope, the card says moops. And Bubble Boy argues with him, and then George pops Bubble Boy's bubble. Oh, I fucking love that. That's easily my all-time favorite show. Sitcom, anyway. Right? And that is an absolute fucking epic episode. Knox, thank you for pointing that one out. That's a great one. And we had a debate on a couple of questions last time. That's why it was kind of, I had to say, look, the answers are the answers. If they're wrong, I'm sorry. We did do a bunch of research on them. Right? So
last time was funny. Oxy joined late and rocked the board from the button up.
Well, I think in some small ways by him joining late, Paroxsym last time, he had a little bit of a leg up, right? Because there were less chances to get things wrong. But I did think it was very interesting. I was not expecting the guys to go from bottom up, like highest value questions first. I was not at all expecting that. Right, I was in fact I was expecting we would just make it a lot easier and they just say exploration and I just go to the next one, right? The fact that we jumped around all over the place did surprise me. I mean, it's cool, right? I mean, I like that they were engaged and fucking DJ ruining our salt question because in Discord that we were all watching like to buzz in and stuff. As soon as I ask it, DJ types in salt, and Yamiks and Obsidian were both like, oh yeah, right. It's like, damn it, DJ, because that was my favorite question. So. Anyway.
Yeah, that is a fun question.
Right. I'm surprised that I'm not surprised Obsidian wouldn't have gotten it, right? Because he's just, he's too good of a guy in a way. I am surprised Yamiks didn't immediately have it come to his mind, right? I mean, given that he is basically Mr. Salt, isn't he? Right. I think it took 30 minutes before he got into his first rant today. I think I ranted before he did. Right, which was a bit of a change.
kind of. I heard you starting to argue with DJ a little bit.
Oh, dude, I always argue with DJ. God almighty, he drives
Yeah.
me crazy. A couple people in my chat even typed in, DJ's a paid shill for Frontier, right? Yeah, like, and just to be clear, and just for everybody listening, I do think DJ is a great guy, right? I absolutely, as pissed off as we probably both get at each other, I love that he's a part of this group because it is nice to have. I mean, look, if we all just sit there agreeing on the same thing, that's pretty boring for everybody, right? So I think it is, it is good to have that back and forth. In fact, we agreed a lot when we had a conversation recently, I'll just say it like that, and at the end of it, he said something like he couldn't agree. He was like, yeah, man, I can't believe how much we agreed today. And I said, well, yeah, you finally had your head out of your ass. Right? And he obviously was like, okay. I was like, no, I'm kidding, right? But I think in that conversation, we were both being very balanced, right? And trying to be pretty, and plus there wasn't anything in it that was overly, right? Like, how does anybody, we were mainly talking about credits, how does anybody argue that pay in the game is not unbelievably too low? Right?
And who was, I remember you were talking a little bit about, maybe some combat with credit. I can't remember what it was. Somebody, you guys went off topic
today.
Yeah. And then you stopped it though, because you're good at catching when it's like
there was a couple little background conversations today about things we need to change for next time to keep the conversation more on track and less kind of jumping in. Because, like, honestly, I typed into chat several times, guys, we need to stop talking over Obsidian. Because just about every time he'd chime in, somebody would interrupt him and talk over him.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody was talking over him.
Yeah, it was especially bad this time. And Obsidian, I think, he's too laid back of a guy in his personality to just, like, I'm not going to stop talking. Somebody tries to interrupt me, I'm just going to talk right the fuck over him, right? But Obsidian,
just say, shut the fuck up, I'm
I
talking.
mean, one or the other, right? Obsidian is going to let it happen. At least 3 times I typed into our text chat, hey guys, we need to let Obsidian speak, right? Because, I mean, look, we all get a voice, period. I mean, we all have very much agreed that the Roundtable is nobody's, it is all of ours, right? Gray kind of led today because it was his first time, right? And I thought that was totally appropriate. And I like the idea of each week, we have a different person that kind of leads the conversation, right?
Gray's good.
Hey, Yamiks is still listening.
Yay, Yamiks.
I'm streaming on Twitch, aren't I? Did somebody say I'm not? Yamiks, you're welcome to jump in and join us if you want to chat some too. I know Yamiks probably has enough of this, right?
Yamiks wants to talk about combat.
If Yamiks wants to talk about combat, we can talk combat. Or if he can remember what it was that we were arguing, right? I know it was the USS thing is what we were definitely arguing on to a point, right?
God,
that you don't need. I know part of it when DJ was like, I engineer and I've never done high grade USSs, right? That's when it's like, okay, so how many modules do you actually have, right? Oh, I've got an engineer crate and an engineer content. Great, so you've got like 15 or 20 modules, right? That doesn't count.
It's interesting that people get so upset about this requirement to do engineering in order to engage in proper combat. Like, I get it. It's sort of bogus.
I've said before, I do wish there was a way that you could. I wish there was a way you could do combat, and I wish there were systems where engineering was null or something like that. And Yamiks has joined us. Afternoon, Yamiks.
The great and powerful.
The great and powerful.
Yours, present.
Right. Yeah, that was definitely a little frustrating to me. Did you find any high grades, Yamiks?
I found like 2.
Yeah, in like what?
I got one. Because you said you weren't getting any, and that's where I came. So I'm in Seoul right now, looking around.
Have you gotten any?
I got one.
Sometimes I get epic drop rates in Seoul, and then other days it's just
last night I did.
Yeah, it's just shit, right? So I guess we could kind of end up talking about the exploration stuff. I mean, in short, like, Yamiks, have you put a poll up about it yet? I didn't look.
Which one?
About the exploration changes.
Oh, no, I don't even want to bother. I know the answer already.
Yeah, I mean, I put one in, it's 85%, looks awesome, and I completely agree. I mean, there's certainly things I'm a little concerned about and stuff, but in general, I think any new gameplay like that looks great to me, right?
Yeah, if it's not a barrier that makes things take longer, which
or if you get paid more
their
for it.
Style.
Well, I agree. That's what I said. As long as the paid, I don't necessarily mean credits, right? It can be rewards in terms of cool shit that you found, right, or something fun. But as long as there's some reward for it, I'm fine, right? You know, going back to credits just needing to be buffed across the board, right?
Has the system state some influence to the USS spawn rate?
Yes. I don't know that the state affects the spawn rate. It affects what spawns in the high grades, right? But I don't know about state, right?
I wonder what it's going to be like, though, with the changes. So if they spawn when you go into system and everything, like, spawns... Because right now the spawn rate seems... Again, we're wandering around aimlessly, right?
Yes.
I've heard people say things, well, if you're 2,000 kilometers above the star and you're going 0.2 C, and I've tried all these
standing on one leg, right?
Yeah.
The only
pray to
the only thing I see there is as long as you're in deep space, technically that should be all that matters, because then theoretically things like convoy beacons or those sorts of things shouldn't spawn, or certainly shouldn't spawn as much in deep space. I usually do the floor it until I'm at 10,000 light seconds, throttle down to about 5 or 10% throttle, and then wait, right? Oh, and you know what, Zadoria, the Guillermo Marino just came through. My screen just updated and it just popped in from an hour ago. Interesting. Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out, though, Zadoria. I appreciate it. So.
Yeah, I just turned in to your stream when he
did that. Gotcha. It might have been what DJ and I were butting heads against the most today. Might have been the multi-crew exploration, or what was his comment, Yamiks, about and you were like 1%. There was some majority comment that he made that I thought was a little.
The analogy that I was making was essentially that going from 0 to 1% is a massive improvement.
Yes. Okay.
And
Yes, and you're completely right. You're completely right.
The analogy's point was to make that, sure, you have improvement there from completely 0,
Right.
Sure, it will feel like massive thing, but compared to rest of the reality, then it's still pretty shit.
Well, 1% to 2% is 100% increase, right? But 2% is still
no, it's infinite percentage.
Right.
0%.
Right. So, I'm certainly not, sure, anything that's wing or multi-crew new is great, right? But at the same time, I would certainly think the people in the community, like he said that it was his most, I think he said the multi-crew thing was his favorite new feature or something to that effect, right? I do not think even 1% of people would say that. But DJ and I always butt head.
Cosmonova asked if you purchased the new.
No, Counter. I'm still trying to work out a deal with Verpal. Those things are just so damn expensive. Have you seen those Yamiks, the Verpal flight controls? They're actually. How close is Belarus to you? I'm American, so geography don't mean shit.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, people. Come on, learn
it's closer
your
to me.
history.
Closer to me.
World, for crying out loud. Anyways, Belarus is actually not that far.
No,
speaking, of course.
Quite close to where you live.
He's in Latvia. Yeah, it's relative.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. There's a company there called.
Sweden.
I know.
Not by...
There's a company called Verpal, VIRPIL, that makes it's the first company really that is smoking the Warthog in terms of build quality for flight sticks.
Yeah, you buy a base, and then you buy the different sticks, and you can even use the Warthog stick on their base.
Yeah, and you can change out. There's different mechanical gimbals you can change out. It's,
left and right-handed.
It's really incredible.
Really cool.
Keyboard and mouse is still better. Fuck it.
It's more precise. Is that how you play Yamiks? Is it keyboard
and mouse master race?
Is that what you do, Yamiks?
I thought you were.
And mouse?
I thought you were
joystick.
joystick.
Right? I see. Yeah.
Okay.
No, can tell because of the directional.
Because of the reticle thingamajig. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The little.
I mean,
arrow
I can
thing.
remove it, sure, but I just
Oh, you
don't
can.
like
You
it.
know what? I've always wondered why I see that on some
You can
screens and
remove
not
it.
on others. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you
that
can
makes
add
That's
it.
what that is.
I think. So
Okay,
there you
okay,
go.
that makes sense. Here's a question that somebody put in chat, or just a comment that we could talk about, that he's salty about the fast discovery scanner being taken away in lieu of the probe launchers. And I think that's kind of my biggest worry is, I said it, like if there's a star that's, I mean, look, how are you going to scan Hutton? Right, the star that's 6.2 million light seconds away. Is it going to take 90 minutes for your probe to get there? I can't. And can you launch your probe and leave the system and have? I should have asked that and have the probe continue the scan even though you've left.
This is a game,
Well-
so most likely what's going to happen, they're going to use the game magic and just have a set
Click.
timer.
Say game
Yeah,
magic?
What?
not gay, but game.
Okay, magic. That would be fun.
Okay, I've been
I just want a
around
clarification there. I
British
wasn't sure.
people. Sorry, folks. I've been around too many British people who can barely pronounce things properly, so happens
Dude,
to me.
I found a streamer on Twitch that spelled a gamer with a Y, and they had a rainbow flag.
Hey,
on
you know.
Twitch.
Hey, we got a couple of those in this group, so
Sure.
there's some, right?
Yeah.
We have all kinds
It was
of
like
That's
right
right.
on.
That's right.
Well, what
that's
do you mean
right.
by game magic, though, Yamiks? What were you
Yeah,
going
yeah.
with that?
Yeah.
Game magic. So essentially, they will be putting a set maximum of the travel time. So if the set maximum of that probe distance is reached, it's not gonna go any further than that. It's gonna just revert to that maximum that is set there. For example, let's say you're when you send out the probe, it's gonna take 20 seconds, which should be the maximum to travel to the star. It's gonna travel there. If it's less than that, it will travel the lesser time. But if, for example, you scan or attempt to scan something like Hutton, that might take, I don't know, multiple minutes to get to that place, it's gonna revert to that default 20 seconds.
Yeah, so in other
Essentially,
words,
settings the maximum time.
Yeah, I'm
hard
following
set. So there you go. That's usually what you resort to.
One thing
That
I'd
would
like
work.
an opinion on from you guys. See, part of the gameplay, when you think immersion or narrative, and you kind of forge your own
Someone said
path and
immersion?
all of these buzzwords, right?
Yeah,
But
Mix's
when I'm
favorites.
exploring, one thing that I enjoyed even doing in the system map was highlighting the planet. You can kind of tell which ones are going to be water, which ones are going to be high metal, etc. If you listen, they added different music tracks for each planet. I
Yep.
think I pointed this out to you
Yep.
before.
You have, yep.
If you take time, you can lower your game music, you can raise the cartograph music, and listen to the planets to tell what they are as well. So I'm hoping that they don't do subtractive changes to the game and more additive, and that these probes add to what you can already do instead of... I get that some things are probably going to change, but let me have that kind of exploration too. And I think, and I believe I first learned that from Obsidian, if I'm not right. He has a video from a long time ago about talking to where you can listen to the planets and find out what they are.
Yeah, I only learned that maybe 6 months ago, even myself.
And they have done those spectrographs in the past, so maybe these kinds of scanners will pick up that sound, and then you can analyze the sound to see if it's a water planet. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you think
No, I think it's... My gut says it's on the chopping block, right? Because while I think it's a cool feature, don't get me wrong, I think it's a very rarely even understood or realized that it's their feature, right? But then again, we're talking about a feature that would be a more in-depth exploration feature, and that's what the update's for, right? So, you would hope that kind of stuff wouldn't be lost. I think I think it's hard to theory craft this too much in that we just, like Yamiks said, not only do we need to see gameplay, but we've got to get it in our hands, right? Until then, it's just so hard to say, what we really think of this. I guess I just worry that, I think when we made the point about like a Guardian site, right? If you go into a system and you can't get the layout of the system, so you don't know which way to go to, like right now we know go to planet 3A. You honk the system, you find 3 on the system map, you select it, and you know what direction to go. Well, now if we're not going to know that, it seems potentially it's going to take a lot more work to find what planet to head toward for a site like that. And that worries me.
It's not fun gameplay.
It's not, right? Potentially, because a lot of us, you know, like a lot of us go out to the Guardian sites like a group of us did last night just to grind merits, grind materials for an unlock, for example, right? And if now there's another layer at a top on that, I guess I would also say it depends on how fun that layer is, right? I mean, if that layer is as fun as combat, hey, I'm all for it. I love combat, but
or is it like the Guardian site? Here, this is really awesome. 3 times, yay!
Yeah.
52nd time, you're like, I want to die.
Yeah.
Like, stop making me do this.
Yeah, Yamiks, what's your...
But with a little bit luck for you as a VR guy, it's a little bit more immersive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh god, he just said immersive.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but okay, let's take the lesson that Flight Sims did, right? Immersive is great, but you know what? You don't want taking off is great, landing is great, shooting stuff is great, but you know what's not great? Going an hour in the air to your zone, or refueling can be okay, but when that's, well, I played for 2 hours and I got to shoot 2 things, or I never even made it. The immersion is not the, you know, if you ask every pilot what they don't want, it's like, yeah, that's the boring part.
Right.
Minimal.
That's why we have.
there.
It's called slew in Flight Sims, right?
Yeah, or you could compress time. If you they've done some ways to do that, but we began to realize that's not what we want to play, right? Even hardcore Flight Sims, that will.
Holy shit! I just found a high grade in Soul. Look at that.
Oh my god!
So Yamiks, you know, back to what we were just saying, Yamiks. I'm wondering what's your take? Is it just too early to even comment on it?
Well, you know what I usually... I mean, you really know what I usually say about this stuff.
I'm just setting
kill
up.
the fucking hype. So, I mean, sure, yeah, we can actually talk about the things that are being, discussed rather than just or put forth as an idea, and whether or not we would like to see something like that. But realistically, when we are going into details as to how things would work, well, then there's not much we can really say. We can know more or less the direction, sure, but that's about it. As it is right now, I'm fine with the direction. Just don't fuck up the gameplay. How about that? Please?
Yeah, please.
Totally agree.
Yeah, but they don't have a great track record.
I grant you that, yes. Yeah.
Now that said, I will say I am in general very positive about Chapter 4. Right? I mean, for the most part, so far...
Especially now that we don't have the fucking fleet carriers. Fuck yeah!
Well,
yes. Chapter 4, Beyond the Broken Promises.
Right, exactly.
I much rather prefer Beyond Stupid, but...
Yeah, there you go.
Beyond Absurd is my... Chapter 3 was Beyond Absurd, right? I think so far, my only real concern that so far, and I'm actually very concerned about it, is the board flipping issue, right? The fact that, we're not going to be able to... And it's not that we can't, just to be clear, right? It's not that board flipping is good. Board flipping fucking sucks. I think nobody likes board flipping, right? But board flipping is a symptom. Board flipping, when you go flip the board and open, you take a couple missions to log out, you log into solo, you flip the board, you take a few missions, you log out, you log into open to get new refreshed missions, right? So that you can stack up. Yeah, so that you can stack up. Oh no, but only 2.8% of players do that on a daily basis, Stuart.
Right.
And so
I've done it to get those donation missions.
Exactly. You do it when you're grinding rank credits or rank credits or BGS, right?
Passengers or
passengers.
cargo,
I mean, that would be for credit, right? For money,
yeah,
right? The problem is with it going away and there being a single mission board, and the very strong, I think, reality that there's not going to be more missions on that board, is going to be a dramatic cut specifically to rank and BGS. Fortunately, right now, with wing missions, you can still make pretty good money only getting 1 or 2 missions with sourcing missions. But I think I really worry that one thing is going to overshadow much of the positive in Chapter 4. Right? I don't think it'll be it right away, but I think a week or 2 in, if that's what we really get, things are going to be bad.
Yeah, well, and again, I think they're concentrating on they're fixing the wrong thing,
Yeah.
right? It's like, oh, we're fixing board flipping. No, that's not broken.
Exactly.
Mission gathering is broken.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
We need
It's
if
the
you give me a
symptom.
whole board of if we went like they did with passenger missions, and then there was like cargo missions, and then there was skimmer missions or whatever. So that when you click that, the whole board was that, and it would be everything from rank 0 to rank elite.
Yep.
That would be such a cool. That would fix board flipping, and we don't
Yep.
have to do it one time.
Yep.
They
Right?
should come and play the game with us.
Not
more.
really.
Like they should have some
yeah,
of
makes
those
sense.
Well, yeah. I'm
come
curious.
out to play with us.
Well, yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, Yamiks, what's your thoughts on that then?
Well, I don't want to sound patronizing,
No.
but you people need to look deeper into the problem. So, question number 1: why do you board flip?
Yes.
Because
To
you
get
do
missions.
grind.
Right, to get missions.
To get missions. Why do you need to get missions? To maximize your most likely it all waters down to pay most of the time, or rank. Well, whichever case it is.
Or
to grind
maybe
something.
BGS, but yes, to grind something. Yep.
Yeah, BGS. So yeah, the real issue is that they are not. Again, I would much rather prefer a fucking one mission that pays a lot rather than having to board flip to get a lot of them, and that's
Totally.
the problem.
Totally.
The game is too grindy, which is why we basically drift towards the more pragmatic approaches, and board flipping was one of them. So how about we ask for a fucking fix on the basics of the game?
Yes.
Completely
Yes.
agree. 100%.
Me
Yeah,
too.
you're 100% correct. Right.
So again, the same sort of issues you often see when it comes down to engineering. Yeah, like DJ constantly says, you gather materials from missions." Yeah, sure, that's nice, but remember, when materials and engineering in general was introduced, materials you could only get by playing the game the quote-unquote intended way, or rather gathering materials in the quote-unquote intended way. Then they realized that, people are not happy with it. So what can we do to improve it? We put it in missions. Then we put in the fucking material traders. All these are roundabout ways of going around
The
the
core
actual
problem.
issue instead of fixing it.
Yep.
So I tend to go for just fixing the main issue of the main issue, rather than just introducing another roundabout way of fixing a fucking broken leg.
Yeah,
So to speak, if we want to go for medical terms.
Yeah, and by the way, Counter just on my comment just said this guy knows his shit, and I assume he's talking about you, Yamiks, because yes, he does, right? And he's totally
today
right.
was actually completely different.
Right. Well, when
Today I showed a very
well,
different result there.
you did do a little less good than I expected. I'll admit. So I think you were like you DJ played the
I
game
jumped
better.
on
Yeah,
everything.
exactly, right. You were if you had
45.6.
if you had not well, yeah, exactly, right. And by the way, Yamiks, I will admit
I was just about to say that.
I went and looked, and you were 100% right about the boost speed on the Viper. I went and double checked it because I was surprised.
suck a
Man,
dick.
you were 100% correct, so I got to give you credit there, right? But
I
yeah,
know my
like,
ships, bitch.
we keep talking about everything Frontier keeps doing, and yeah, they keep fixing the symptoms and not the problems, right?
Board flipping is a massive symptom.
Exactly,
for a problem.
exactly right. Now, one of the things I suggested, I thought I'd said this before to our group. Did you like the suggestion of missions giving you a voucher for the material giver or traders versus giving you the direct material?
That is another roundabout way of going. Roundabout fixing the issue that is really present. So,
But I don't necessarily. Well, I don't necessarily think so.
If there are different ways of, if there are different ways to gather materials or do different things, that's fine. But realistically, when so
what do you think the fix would be? Let me ask it that way.
It's kind of hard to say, honestly. When it comes down to it, the engineering system in general was really built on the weird RNG's base, which is, if you fix the base and take out the RNG, then it's not really what it was even supposed to be. Because when you think about it, engineering asks you to go and gather materials. The way you gather materials is going around and doing different activities, which is proper way to design a game.
Sure.
You give some sort of a reward to people by sort of enticing or forcing them to play different types of gameplay. And
I've
this
always
is what
thought, yeah, I've
it
always
was
thought,
about.
just quickly, I've always thought the engineer unlocks were in some ways good, because to unlock them all, and you could use the word forced, you're forced into or encouraged into every style of gameplay, right, to unlock them.
Yeah.
So I agree that
And
that's a good thing.
And mostly engineering is, giving the purpose of driving on planets, mostly what it is. Mostly, really. Because if you didn't have to drive on a planet to, gather materials and other things, what would there be to do on planets, really?
Yeah.
Not much. And
Yeah.
this is the real source, sort of. What would be the point of introducing planetary landings aside from, it looks cool, or it's technically impressive, if there's no gameplay?
No, if there's nothing there nothing there to see.
And unfortunately, engineering with RNG came about, and here we are.
What would you...
Honestly, I don't know how to fix it, really.
Well, what would you add? Let's go to a more specific question then.
What about...
Oh, go ahead,
I have a
Pasta.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, in a lot of games, when you have to create a purpose to do another aspect of the game, gameplay adds and then leads you to other gameplay. But shouldn't this be a customization of your ship? Wouldn't it be nice if it was more of a tech tree that you had to unlock rather than some RNG? Like, I originally, and I really laugh at all the old mini videos, right? But you're rolling the dice, or you're pulling a slot machine, and it even had slot machine
I compared
sound.
it like that, yes.
Yeah.
It literally was a fucking slot machine.
it was a slot machine.
Disgusting.
So get out of here. Like, that's not skill-based or fun at all. That's just, I mean, I suppose if you're going to, like, go to Vegas and get on the nickel machines and you enjoy that, but that's like boring.
Some people do, but yes, right.
Yeah, like my
It's
grandma.
not a gamer. Yeah, like my grandma, right? But like, if you get gamers and you give them a tech tree to unlock, you don't even have to have it be that complicated, and then I can customize my ship, and I can customize who I am in the game and how I'm represented, and I think that that's more meaningful gameplay than some RNG just so that I can beat you in combat bullshit.
Yeah.
That's a lovely idea, indeed.
And I think my question that I was going to bring up for Yamiks and everybody is, and I'll answer it a little bit, but what would you look for to do on planets, right? I mean, I think I would honestly go to some of the mechanics No Man's Sky has, right? You have a scanner that you map things, you discover things that way, you catalog different animals, plant life, whatever it might be, assuming we had atmospheric planets. But I don't know that I have a great answer for that. And I wonder if you've thought about it, Yamiks. What?
Okay, I'll answer and I'll disappear in just a bit. I need to go and grab some food and whatnot.
Okay, you're going to be around after this, by the way, Yamiks, to chat when you get back?
I kind of want to play some games.
Okay, we can do it tomorrow morning. You want to chat tomorrow morning then? Your time?
For the thing?
Yeah.
No, I definitely am online. So once you're done doing your thing, I am available.
Okay, great. And if we get time,
Come kill Thargoids with us, Yamiks.
One of these days, I definitely want to build what Exegius has built, and that is one of the really small ships that kill Thargoids.
It's so
when I saw
much
Exegius do the video, I was like, damn it. I kind of wanted to do that.
I'm trying the next one I'm going to try is the hauler.
Bravo.
I'm trying the hauler next. So great.
To answer the question about what would we do aside from engineering, gathering stuff on planets, it's a hard question to answer because because of the universe is so big within Elite Dangerous, you really can't go for handcrafted stuff too much because again it's going to take too much time. So the answer is you need RNGs to spawn in stuff randomly, as random generated stuff is a great actually filler for everything. And actually, I don't know, No Man's Sky honestly did it just right. Abundance of materials all over the place. You didn't need to go anywhere. You just scan things, look for relatively easy to spot things, rather than drive around for minutes before the game decides, I'm gonna plop down a little nugget of shit there so you can shoot at it and take it. Instead of that, abundance of materials would be good because, let's be honest, you already spend a lot of time going around doing the things. You go around exploring and driving and traveling. So that time is already spent. Rather offer the player quality, condensed gameplay, and be done with it. You don't need to just ask player to grind things.
Yeah.
Of course, if you want to be a dick and you want to keep player so-called retention on as much as possible, then yes, go for grind. And that is the quintessential philosophy cornerstone, you would say, about Elite Dangerous that I highly disagree about. That's why I constantly complain about grind.
Yeah, it's like in our conversation we had the other day, Yamiks, that large call, when I said, there's days when we have to work, like right now, I'm working in Elite, right, so that later I can play. And I don't know that I would say half of my time is work, right? I don't know that I'd say it's 20%. I don't know what percentage I would say, right? But it's it's a significant number, right? And it's just a shame that there's so much locked behind. A great example, and it's in what we'll talk about later, Yamiks, is the unlocks for the Guardian weapons. Why are there 24 Guardian weapons that have to be unlocked individually? Why aren't there 3?
Oh, don't even fucking
I know,
start
right?
that.
Like, why don't we unlock the shard cannon? You unlock. I'd be fine if it was unlock the shard, unlock the Gauss, unlock the plasma charger, and you get all variants, all sizes, because that locks so much fun gameplay away from so many people that don't get to then engage in it. And why? Like, I don't understand the thinking of, like, the core philosophy of why lock that behind, right? Why do you want to make people...
That is the player retention.
I mean,
no other
but see,
retention.
I kind of agree, except I think the player retention would be the opposite, that once you give the player these tools, you're going to retain them in doing the combat over and over again. Right? I would much rather spend 10 hours doing combat and 1 hour grinding than 10 hours grinding and 1 hour of combat. Right? And right now, it is heavily skewed the other way. And I fundamentally don't get that.
How ridiculous is it that we go to Dav's Hope and spend hours there
just driving circles?
What the hell? Like, why isn't there people there, or some kind of puzzle, or some place to go, or where they went underground, or you can actually drive through the mine and have to explore to shoot whatever to find something? God,
why do I go to Kolidesi? DJ said something about when we were talking about surface prospecting, and I was like, oh, you just need to go to Kolidesi. Oh, well, I don't do that kind of gameplay. Right? And it was like, well, that's because you don't engineer and you don't play like many of us do, right? And sure, it's, I actually really enjoy the SRV and drive, especially in VR on planets, right? Mm-hmm. But there's no way I'm going to have a shopping list and need 3 or 4 grade 4 things and have to fly to 4 or 5 different planets, drive around just randomly looking for stuff, when I can go to Kolidesi, watch a movie for 2 hours, hit the material trader, and have everything I possibly need.
Well, when the game that you play or the developers that develop for you think that grinding is gameplay, right?
High grade emission! Yay! Sorry, I just got a high grade. Woo! Sorry.
Elite is the only game I know that where other games have skill trees and have crafting. That's a part of the gameplay, but it is definitely, you don't say, I'm going to World of Warcraft to make a sword, right? But in this game, it's like you have to do 80% of that stuff, and that's gameplay, right?
Yep.
And it's just like, because there is no gameplay to the grind. I think that goes to Yamik's point. It's like, how do you fix this? Well, get us out of the grind as gameplay, and start building more content in gameplay, right?
Yep.
Maybe more than just PvP for combat. How about some other cool combat scenarios that
exactly
can do?
like Thargoid combat, I think is fucking fantastic, right? I think it's fun, it's engaging, it's challenging, right? It's got a decent pay for what it is, right? It's not great, but it's decent at least, right? And the fact that, that to really engage in it safely, right, for a new player, you need the Guardian weapons, you need an engineered ship, you need the Guardian modules, right? And all of that is locked behind so many hours of grind before I get to have fun. Why can't I just go have fun? Right? Like, I said this to our group, if in Chapter 4 they buffed the pay massively and cut the requirements for all the unlocks, how much fun we'd all have going to our friends that have kind of stopped playing or hardly play anymore and saying, hey, dude, you wouldn't believe what they did in Chapter 4. And their friends are going to go, oh, fuck, what grind did they add this time? No. They buffed pay by 5x in combat. They cut all the unlock requirements for all the Guardian modules. You now only have to unlock one of each, right? Go, dude, you could do this in like 2 hours and come do some combat with me or whatever it is. That's what Frontier needs right now in a big way.
We would like to make those videos. I think
we would.
There's that. But
revolutionary
to answer
gameplay.
hey?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I
Yamiks.
jump in and ask Yamiks a question?
Sure.
Yeah. Before I start ranting, go.
Let us answer the first one.
The opinion from X, I know very well. What is your opinion of the terrain, the Sentinels, and the Guardian structures in general?
Okay, so the general new Guardian stuff, I presume, yeah?
Yeah.
No, the Warrior Guardian stuff. The beacons are awesome. The rest, well, you can put the
planetary stuff.
Same as rest.
Okay, so the planetary stuff, right? So structures. Well, it's nice to see that structures are not unlike the old ancient ruins. The first, things that were found from Guardians. They are not copy pasted as much. Yes, there are copy pasted to plenty of materials and little things, structures, and what it does. But realistically, for how many I've gone, the places, they haven't been that similar to each other. So apparently, well, at least they have put in effort to variate more, which is good. Of course, since there are so many of them, you can only make as many variations and so on and so forth before it gets over the time with development and what it does, which is fine. So let's see, Sentinels. Sentinels essentially are skimmers, copy pasted as a matter of fact. The difference is really that you can easily see what the Sentinels are. They're annoyance. That's literally what they are. Sentinels push your SRV back and really don't deal that much damage, which is easily synonymous to an annoyance. Because if you put in a threat in, let's say, a site and what it does, of course, SRV is not that strong. You can easily destroy it and what it does, and no one's going to enjoy the gameplay where, you have skimmer what it else come around and just quickly kill you, or it's hard to kill, or it's hard to kill it or get rid of it. Sure, it would give SRV some sort of a skill aspect, which you can argue that there is a little bit of when you're fighting those Sentinels, but all they are really are annoyances. And in the first structures that were discovered, not the new structures that are from the beacons, but just simply when they were first discovered, those structures. It was fine. They popped up here and there, and you could kill them, and it was annoying, but it wasn't overly annoying that they pushed you a little bit away, and you didn't destroy them in time or what else. Fine. And of course, when you activate the device, it's also nice that they pop up because everything's activated. Fine. Okay, that gameplay was somewhat balanced. Now with the beacon structures, they basically just copy-pasted even more more of those fucking things inside, and guess what happens when you pile on annoyances on a player way too many times?
Yeah.
They love it.
They get annoyed.
Like I did. I'm at the Guardian Structure Science last Sunday, and I didn't start Elite Science last Sunday. That's the reason.
I see. Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you hit it great.
That's about
those
it.
Guardians.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I was done. Sorry.
Well, the Guardians are broken too, like, in the sense of the
wreckage partridge, absolutely
perfect. I get that games will have a little bit of glitchiness, or there's a way to kind of cheat. Look, this morning I'm sitting there shooting them. If I position my SRV under one of the structures just right, the Sentinel gets lost and just sits there. And then I just sat there, put all pips to weapons, and shot it till it died.
Yeah.
Yay! Gameplay. That's not fun.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to have some god mode Sentinel that comes and pushes me around and becomes so annoying that I can't complete the puzzle. But it just seems broken. And the same thing with the skimmers. The skimmers have gotten better, but I remember skimmers just back and forth, up and down, get stuck in the ground, back and forth, up and down.
Ram the structure because
Yeah.
the pathfinding of that skimmer hasn't been properly done.
Or gopher
Yeah.
chasing. Oh, it's underground. Go get it. Gopher. Yeah.
Or I
Again-
used to kill Goliaths by hiding underneath one of the turret buildings, and they couldn't. It would just get
Right,
stuck. And
right,
then,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Or just hide underneath it.
Or the worst is when you get your SRV stuck and your only choice is to self-destruct.
Oh God, that
Right.
is almost.
Just because some ancient civilization couldn't do proper AI doesn't mean.
Right.
You're right.
That's true. They are AI, right?
are AI.
Right. One last point about Exegius's topic there. Let's see. Why wouldn't developers actually condense the gameplay and make it more enjoyable? Right? Because that would make people play and so on and so forth. But
Sure.
no, you're wrong. Actually, human psychology actually delves into how games are developed, and of course gaming, gambling, even and
Sure.
so on and so forth goes on. Of course, you can read articles about it. I haven't read too many of them, but you'll see patterns of
Yeah, I'm following you.
many different things discussed. Now, the thing that the human mind tends to remember is not the struggle, but the success.
Sure.
And the same thing goes with engineering. That's why, perhaps a lot of people don't really complain about engineering as much because, when you're finally done with your grind, you just want it to be done and forget about it. So you don't really raise too much think about it because you force yourself to kind of forget about it in a
Yeah.
way.
You remember the
automatically
positive
do the
outcome
project.
from it. If
Yeah. The positives
Well,
often,
it's-
even if they are a lot lesser, they still outweigh the negatives, which is human psychology, and that's how gaming often goes. That's why the grind is so prominent because
So-
they can get away with it.
Yeah, so then I guess my follow-up question to that, Yamiks, for you to answer is, so then you feel that the grind to game ratio is a very conscious decision, and that they specifically keep us grinding or want as much grind so that they can retain players, so that ultimately they're selling ship skins. I mean, because ultimately for them, that's better for the bottom line of the game. Is that what I'm hearing?
That is one.
And I'm not
theory
saying
that
you're
I
wrong.
have.
I'm just I'm asking.
No, you're absolutely right there because part of it is, of course, also marketing. When we think about this is a premium game with fucking skins, microtransactions, and I fucking hate that. Why is the sole game not free to play if you actually want to delve into that fucking freemium economy? Because the game is built literally for fucking freemium, not freemium, rather free to play economy. Because freemium is a lot different and worse. But anyways, so yeah, it's partly also the grind tends to come from a rather old style of game design philosophy, I feel. Because back in the day,
I agree with
of course,
that.
it was rather common
Yeah.
to put games as quite grindy because, well, it wasn't...
There wasn't
established
else
that,
to do.
You know, not only that, but it was also established... Well, game designers really didn't delve into human psyche that much. And,
Yeah.
you know, when the game is only designed by a programmer, then, well, yeah.
Right. Not a team, but one
Now-
dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only good thing to say is it is not a pay to win, at least.
Well, and I agree with that.
It could be a lot better too, you know.
Well, and I was about to ask you,
for
kind of
sure.
along those lines, Yamiks. Do you think? I mean, let's snap our fingers. If you could snap your fingers and make the game free to play, would you?
Would I do it? Yeah, because first of all, you know, you could easily say, "Come play Elite Dangerous, upcut the fucking No Man's Sky, and Star Citizen especially." I
Yep.
would fucking love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be such a shit
What-
show. It'd be amazing.
If they did
But no,
that,
seriously though. Yeah.
what do you think they would have to sell? I mean, do you think
Nothing.
I don't think ship skins would be enough for them to make enough money to do it. Do you?
They already do. It doesn't.
I mean, we don't know
At
the
this
numbers,
point, it's,
obviously.
we don't have the numbers, obviously.
Yeah.
We can only speculate. But let's be honest, when it comes down to microtransactions, every single company that has even a mediocrely successful
Lucrative, yeah.
game makes a lot more money from the fucking microtransactions than game sales. Even
Sure,
right now
sure.
in this room, you can question, you know, how much have you spent in, let's say, the store, and how, you know, whether, well, of course, presumably all of us have actually bought the game. So we
Yeah.
actually spent that money.
Sure.
But probably quite a lot of us here, myself actually included, have spent quite a bit more money in the store
Then on the
buying,
actual game.
you know, cosmetics and such than the actual game. So that covers easily the ones that just simply buy the game or
Play it for free and just don't buy a
play-
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And there are, of course, these things called whales as well. And remember, those are
Yep.
actually the biggest, you know,
Yep. Spend
income
thousands.
sources.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I wonder-
Let's just
free to
admit,
play
Celeste
economy
has
is
a
a
sexy voice.
what?
Let's just admit it. Celeste has a sexy voice.
Yeah, if you're buying Celeste, if you're buying, I mean, yeah, right. And
I honestly don't care about those, but yeah.
well, I've always, you know, as a starter, I wish they would make CQC free to play, right? Just straight up free, right?
just the
you know,
base game needs to be
and
free to play,
I'm
that's
fine
my
with that too.
opinion.
Don't get me wrong, right? But I see no reason why CQC, because they used to sell CQC, right, for $10 US or
Yeah,
whatever
that
it
was
was.
the
right?
funniest thing.
Oh yeah, it's a bit strange to me, right? But I do think that I can't really see why making the game free, just straight up free, would be. I can't figure out how that, as long as it stayed with the same mechanics, and there obviously, as we've said, no pay to win was added, and why they wouldn't do it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Why?
I mean,
Okay, so can anyone be cynical enough to answer that question,
Insert-
please?
Oh no! I'm
Okay,
saying
so-
I'm not surprised they don't, but I can't see. Like
insert
for
loot
me,
boxes here.
right? Well, again, if they're
No,
not changing
no.
mechanics, that's what I'm getting at, right?
And even if they do, the Horizons pack would be pay to win.
Also going to find it very hard for a company who's making money on boxes
It's
to give up that money.
Yes, yeah.
It's
EA is doing that with loot
They-
boxes on FIFA. If
Sure,
you
but
follow
they
Jim
have-
Sterling, you probably know
they're
what's
making a
up.
fuck
sure,
ton
but
on
they,
that.
they're much larger that they can absorb this cost.
EA, come on, loot
Yeah.
boxes. That's just
But
guaranteed.
That's what they
but
do.
the main reason why Elite Dangerous is not free to play is pure simple. They have no reason to do so.
And that's-
they still will
and
make
that's fair.
money.
Yeah.
And there
Yeah.
you go. What's the point?
Well,
Once
and-
the Star Citizen or any other space sim comes out, then they will maybe think about doing something or maybe announce something.
Well, I also have to think it's a little, maybe even a little bit of a, I don't know if ego is the right word, but no, we're a real AAA title, right? We're not we're not some little cheesy free to play, right? I wonder if, if that factors into it. If you're
Maybe.
Braben thinking, no, this is my baby, this is a real thing. Of course you spend $60 to buy this. Of course this is a major AAA title.
At this point, Elite is old enough already for them to say, well, we can let it go free fall or whatnot else. It's been 4 years already of the game.
Or at least
it has
cut the
made
price.
back the money, and let's be honest, they are making a lot more money from the Jurassic board
yes.
and other games that
Yeah.
will come out. So
I
at
wonder
this point,
which of
Elite,
they've sold more copies of.
unfortunately, has served its purpose in some business perspective. I'm
Yeah.
not saying from the
Yeah, I
what
don't
they
get on
wanted to
the
make it
I don't get on the Elite is dead bandwagon at all, right? I don't.
Oh,
I don't,
fuck no,
Yeah,
no,
I don't
no.
think
It
that
has
in the
plenty of
slightest,
life in
right?
it.
Yeah, it does, right? I mean,
look at fucking PlanetSide. It's still alive. God damn it.
Still alive. Or if they went, they could change their model a bit and maybe go with the MMO that they never really completed. Like, this is a weird MMO if you're going to go MMO stuff.
Right.
But go with World of Warcraft and have the expansions and then have the dungeons and have the different narratives that they can have us do. If they grow the team like they said they're the biggest that they've been, and they kind of make this a franchise to stay, you could see 20 years. You could see 15 years,
If
right? I mean,
they
it's not
change,
unheard
right?
of.
I mean,
But
Warcraft
they
changed.
have. Oh yeah, it changed with the times. It changed with its content, but it always had a structure of giving the players meaningful gameplay.
Sure, but it was like-
and even if it was grind, you
Yeah.
still had to go to a dungeon. You still had to go to collect
mind
items.
No, not till
Yeah.
later, right? First it was go
Right.
kill 20 giraffes, so
Right.
fuck, and then go kill 100 lions. Fuck you, right? Then I came back when it was like, oh, cool, simple, small 2-player missions. They brought the quests in. So if we were to take that example to Elite, it'd be like, yes, some new player content, some new, right? And I think Yamiks is right. Until they're financially forced to do that, they're just going to regurgitate what we have now with small incrementals using RNG and gameplay that they have now, which unfortunately is mostly grind.
It's probably
right?
easier to code the RNG and all that. So
Or cut and
Oh
paste.
yes, using RNG is the programmer's shorthand for Deus Ex Machina, essentially. For right, well,
Nice.
analogy for writing.
I get it's an easy way for challenge.
It's a more efficient way of programming.
Yep.
And Braven is a huge fan of. That's his whole style. That was his niche, was making the program more efficient and. And making it
and
work,
I appreciate that
faster.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all love. I certainly love the fact that
But
that
the
we have
times
a
have
400.
changed.
Yeah, we have a 400 billion star galaxy that's procedural. I don't mind that at all, right? It's parts of the elements. Like again, I'm sitting here for the last 30 or 45 minutes, just staring at my scanner, listening to you guys, or watching a movie or something, just waiting for something to pop
And I
up.
had one high grade.
I actually got 4 or
high
5
grade.
just then. I got fairly lucky.
Really?
Yeah, I did
Just
get
look
it.
where the
And
RNG
in
is. The RNG's in make a planet, it's RNG.
Right.
Go do a cargo mission, that's RNG. Go do a combat mission, that's RNG. Go do trading, RNG. RNG. Go do the new missions and get and do some kind of grind. Oh, that's RNG.
Yep.
It's like
And
Christ.
It's the core.
Don't put it everywhere.
Yeah. And Duckle, what were you saying?
You get some RNG. You get some RNG.
Opera.
And if you ask me, in addition, the Frontier has, with the elite community base, a surprisingly loyal player base. Surprisingly loyal.
Because it's a damn good space simulator.
Because I'm flying space.
Probably the best out there.
Like I want to fly a spaceship. But
Yeah, Mix, you
like,
got to post that in images. You've got to post that in the images channel here. That's fucking hysterical. Right in above us,
you
images.
Feel free to
Okay. I'm gonna steal this from Yamiks. This is fucking gold. Hold on, guys. Actually, you know what? I'll even post the link to it into chat on stream. This is hysterical.
Nezeroth is the author of it.
Who is it?
At least he posted it. Nezeroth.
Okay. Nezeroth, if you happen to be listening, well done, my friend. Check this out. It's at the very bottom there, and stream, get a good laugh of this.
Who would play X-Wing versus TIE Fighter or X-Wing Alliances if they made a new gold version of it, right? Fucking everybody, right? It was a great game in its time.
Right.
Oh,
And
dude,
it was a great
you
simulator. It was a great quote-unquote space simulator. I mean, a lot of fun. It wasn't nowhere near like an Elite, but it was fun, right? And it was, there was nothing to the game other than I got to fly this little spaceship around, but I felt like I was in a fucking X-Wing, right? Loved it, right?
There's a single player game coming out. Exegius, I had sent you the link to the Rebels Galaxy Outlaws.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of gameplay in there that would just fit nicely right into, I think.
Have you seen that yet, Yamiks?
Um,
Rebel Outlaws? Aposto, shoot him the link for it.
I don't think so.
If you have it,
yeah,
right?
you should check that one out. I would love to hear your opinion on that one.
It does look in. It's not even in early access yet, right?
Really fun.
Nezeroth. Okay, thank you, Yamiks.
Sorry, just looking at the T-shirt.
Yeah,
it's great, isn't it? It's great.
So let's see. It's a Rebel Galaxy. Now, Rebel Galaxy is interesting. The original game. It's interesting that they went with that top-down view. And type of thing. But I mean, it's not. This is all in the cockpit. It reminds me, and it's a single-player game, so it's all story. And it reminds me a lot of like Wing Commander, which I think there would be a lot of cool things to take from Wing Commander to add into Elite Dangerous, like the
Space Cats.
Cool? You remember the simulator time? You could do the simulator. Like, let's say you had to burn your way into a ship before you bought it, and you could outfit that ship and choose engineering on that ship to test it out and prove yourself in a simulator situation. Do you guys remember that kind of thing?
Yep. I do. I used to love Wing Commander. And when they did the cutscenes, and there was Mark Hamill, and there was oh my god, I can't remember the.
And let me skip that stuff. In fact, we were making fun of the docking computer, and I know Yamiks make me want to shoot you with the docking computers. But anyway, docking computers. This game doesn't even let you freaking land. It does it for you, period. And that is like an interesting kind of aspect.
Well, I like docking computers on certain things, but I just hate it when the
docking
dock
computers like the best thing So eat a
sign.
dick, those of you who don't like
You
know,
might as well
I
be
just
wearing
thought I
a
was going
kick
to say this, but I'm so with
Any
Yamiks on
computer is going to want to shoot you
I
on
told
site.
I told Aposto last night I was flying around in a hauler that I was engineering and I had a docking computer on it and he instantly was like, "Oh, I want to shoot you so bad." He was like, he said you should come into open in it and just let me beat you up for using it, right?
Oh, and then again, the docking computer's broken sometimes too. I mean, I've had my
I've
cutter
never had mine
just get
break.
really?
Yeah, I've never
because
had.
you
I don't use it
that
much. Yeah, I don't use it that
Yeah.
much.
And getting shot to death with the stupid docking computer.
Yeah, wait
Right.
until you got a full cargo.
Oh,
after
you
travel,
know,
like
okay.
150,000 light years.
I've-
you paint into the thing.
Yeah, I've had it get me killed before in that I was doing passenger missions, not paying attention. I had somebody illegal and I was just being a douche and using it, and all of a sudden I get scanned and get blown the fuck up because of it, right? But that wasn't, it didn't bug out on me. I just was stupid to use a docking computer while I had criminals on board, right? So.
Yeah, it doesn't quite understand depending if you're not lined up, if you're kind of off center, you just go, oh,
Yeah.
I'm put my docking because you go to 0. Yeah, it's pathing system.
A lot of times
when
I
you
will
load
just, I'll fly through the slot and then throttle down and let it do it that, right? Or if like I was telling you, or telling Apostle last night, I was working on a script, right? So it was like, okay, I'm just running around, again, working, not playing Elite. And that way I can request docking, throttle down, and then go over to my script and start working on something while it spends the minute and a half it takes to dock, right? And it just saves me some time, right? So.
Well, and I think it's like cool. The 5th time, the 20th time, the 100th time I landed the beluga and was like, okay, it was cool. I can land the beluga. And then after that, I'm like, you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's like it can land itself. I'm okay with that now.
Well, you know, the beluga gets its tail caught, and then raise landing gear,
All the
lower
time.
landing gear. After a while, I get it, but I still can't help it, man. Like if I see someone with a docking computer, it's like
I
shoot,
know, I'm the
shoot
same
them.
way.
I must kill you now.
I haven't set it back up in a while, but I used to have a docking computer macro message, right? You know, the Federation has determined the docking computer you're running is defective. You should remove this defective module immediately. I'm happy to send you back to the station. Very, you know, something totally smart ass like that, right?
There you go.
You know,
Hey, Aegis, you make me that little voice snippet, and I'll put it in my HCS packs.
yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Right. So, well, listen, I'm going to finally wrap this up because I'm actually starving. I haven't eaten yet today myself. I jumped right into the stream earlier and it's been good 3.5 hours now. Thank you to Yamiks for dropping in and hanging out a bit after the stream.
See you, Yamiks.
Thank you all.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to your opinion on that Outlaws game too. You might have a fun thing to say about it.
He doesn't sound too excited.
I don't even know what you're talking about because I haven't really properly.
Yeah, it's a new,
all that stuff,
space,
yeah.
you know, cockpit flight.
Oh Jesus
Yeah.
fucking Christ! Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I don't know it. I don't know it. So,
Hey, Yamiks,
yeah.
can you send me? I mean, not Yamiks. I mean, Imposter. Can you send me that link too?
I got you.
Yeah, cool. So again, thanks everybody for
Please
joining
post
in.
that,
Sorry that I
link also to the
put it in general, Aposto, if you don't mind for everybody.
Okay, I'll put it in general right now.
Thanks everybody on chat. Sorry, I kind of these streams are a little harder to engage with chat as much since we're kind of having open dialogue going here. You know, but thank you to everybody again. Thanks to Guillermo, I'm just going to say, and to Anar for the donations earlier today. That was really generous of you guys. And for everybody else, if you're looking for a place to come hang out, you're always welcome to join us in level 11. We've got a good sized group in the Discord right now.
Come hang out with us.
Yeah, come hang out. And otherwise, I will see everybody on Tuesday night. Thanks again, everybody. I will catch everybody here later. And... Whoops.
Bye.